Welcome to Chubby Boy Magic.
Why are you laughing?
Are you going to say it?
What? Nope. I'm not going to say it.
Are you the only one that gets an effect?
Yes, because he
I
has
feel
all the
left
buttons.
He can do it.
He gets over there with all the buttons.
I feel like I'm a part of this podcast now. Thank you.
What?
I forgot. It's only on channel 2.
Of course it
A
is.
Spanky don't get one?
No. Yeah.
Well, because I built it for him being on channel 2. You can only do them per channel.
You see, it's a podcast, so they can't see what I'm doing.
Everybody, for the listeners, he is flipping me off aggressively, as always. So, yes, hold on. Let me go back over to it.
Hello, and in this week's episode we have Lou Renova.
Lou,
Everybody, get ready to get tingly.
thank you. Oh. Yeah, that's another thing. That's a throwback.
Is that the same podcast?
There you go. Yes, it's tingly. So I personally have known Lou since I was a boy, since I was a child, little tiny ginger baby, but not really that long.
That's how I remember you, actually.
I bet, because when I first met you, I was probably like 19.
How old are you now?
It was
34.
It was like
Okay, you're not that much younger than I am.
No, really not.
But I mean, shit, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I fucking know.
Yeah.
Spanky, you have met him once before.
we have bumped into each other, and we know some of the same people
Yeah.
Okay.
through photography. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're all three photographers in varying different, capacities of how bad I am and how good you guys are. Because remember when you first started shooting Lou, and like all the time I was like, oh, how'd you do that?
Right.
He was doing all this
Yeah.
killer.
But I
crazy
didn't
shit.
even know how I was doing it.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing.
So I couldn't explain it.
Yeah, because you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You like hit the lottery though.
Yeah.
You just like got super lucky and
Yeah.
I think it's also
a lot of luck.
tripped and fell into a pile of shit and came up with $100 bills.
Yeah,
and
like
we're
I tripped and my
"Woo!"
face fell in a pile of shit and I came back up with a diamond between my teeth.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I like to also just equate the fact that I have known you for a while and you have hustled your dick into the ground.
Yeah.
So as
I
much
mean-
hustling as I've known you to do, it has been rewarding.
It's been probably the most hustle of my whole life the last 7 years.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the listeners that do not know who Lou is, because a lot of people I've talked about to you coming on,
Okay.
they're like, who is he and why is he important?
Right.
And
Well,
that's what you that
Dum dum
dun,
dum.
hold on.
Do we have a button for
I
that?
don't have done.
Yay!
There we go. There you go.
That's better.
That's better. Actually, that's
when you say you're important. Yeah.
So Lou, why don't you give everybody a little background on who you are? You're already cool as fuck to me, but tell the listeners.
Well, likewise.
Thank you. I actually feel good.
Well, right now, my name is Lou. I run a small company named 405photo. I work for these a couple of dudes that have had a TV show on Discovery Channel for the last 10 years.
You might have heard. People
You
might have
might
heard
have heard of
around,
them?
Yeah,
especially in
maybe
this
so.
part of the country.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's Farm Truck and Asian with Street Outlaws.
Can you say their actual names for people?
It's Farm Truck and Asian.
Okay, cool. That's what I actually know their names, and I'll be like,
He is like, no.
Yeah,
No.
The only people that call them their real names is their mama and the IRS.
yeah.
So,
I wondered because I've known them. I mean, the first car I ever went over 100 miles an hour was the farm truck, and I'm like, that's that motherfucker's name.
yeah.
But okay, so you do 405 photo.
Yeah.
And that's umbrellaed for a lot of different stuff. It looks like though.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to talk about what I do because it's ever evolving, right?
Yeah.
So like when I first kind of started in this life that I've been living the last 6-7 years, I was going out to do events with the guys with Farm Truck and Asian, and I was slinging cotton, right? I was selling T-shirts, selling merch, selling hats, and still working my full-time job as a graphic designer at a sign shop.
Oh,
right?
you do graphic design?
Yeah,
Write that down, Spanky.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's my trade since
Yeah.
I was like 18 or so, right?
Nice.
Yeah. So then slowly it progressed to having more and more responsibilities with them. And then one magical day, we were down in Texas for an event, and this was 2017. Asian was like, they're already down there. He's like, hey, go to my house, pick up my camera bag and bring it with you when you come down. So I do that, and I get there, and then they're like, all right, so you're not selling T-shirts this weekend. You're going to take photos.
Nice.
And I was like, well, I have no idea what the fuck.
Right,
Can I
right.
say fuck?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No, God damn it! There's no cursing on this motherfucker. Yeah. Shit. Fuck.
Fuck. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I forgot to
right
tell
now.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, because I like to say fuck a lot.
yeah, one of our last guests was like fudging. I was like, no, sweetie, keep going. Thanks, Jessica. You're super sweet. So Asian says, grab my camera bag and bring it down. You're not selling T-shirts this week.
Yes. And then, but like the DSLR is it's alien tech, right? It's so advanced.
Right.
I have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Had you ever? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, you grew up doing. If you're a graphic artist growing up, so you obviously draw, paint, kind of doodle.
No, it's all been digital.
It's all
So
been
you
digital.
so finger painting a little bit, and that's
I
probably
finger
about
paint.
it. Yeah,
With my toes.
with my toes.
So you never picked up a camera, done anything?
No,
just kinda,
like I've done, I've done little video camera stuff, but never,
Right,
never something
right,
as
right, right.
professional
Right.
as
As
a
that,
DSLR,
yeah.
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
So like I take this thing out and no idea how to anything. I don't know what aperture is. I don't know what ISO is. I don't
Right,
know
Holy
any
Trinity.
of it.
Because
Right?
I think we were talking at one point, and I was like, because I was getting into it, really diving into it, and I kept saying like the Holy Trinity. And you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But you're I remember what happened was this motherfucker posted this photo, and I'm like, God damn, that's good. And I was like, what were your settings? And he was like,
I don't know.
Yeah, and I was like,
that was literally that weekend, right? Like,
Yeah.
I took maybe like 1,500 shots.
Yeah.
And I think I walked away with, and this is over like 2 days, right?
Yeah.
I walked away with maybe 200 that are like,
usable.
well, not even usable, just exposed correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of 1,500, I bet you probably got about 10 that were.
I would say that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I'd say probably like
That's a good ratio.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
So when I was shooting film, I was a lot more deliberate in work because it's like, one, you're either 36 on a roll, and as you got into the larger formats, you get
it's less and less,
less and less.
depending on the
And
format.
so when I was doing large format, it's like I've got two.
oh yeah, he's whipped
Two-
some shit out.
Two deals, and so it's like you make sure like you're doing everything right before you even take the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
But
I just
digital-
gotten into film recently.
Right.
Yeah.
And as
Congratulations.
I progressed into digital, it was like, oh, you know the whole adage: you throw some shit at a wall, something's gonna stick.
Yeah.
True.
And so it's like I'm shooting raw and like, like you said, I'll shoot 1,200 photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may get 10 out of
Yeah.
it, 12. Usually it's about 10% ratio
Yeah.
or something.
Well,
but-
now I could shoot 1,000 photos and get probably 900 users.
right,
Yeah, and
right,
that's-
right.
But back then, dude, like it was literally like I didn't even know I somehow stumbled on live preview mode or something.
Yeah.
Right,
And I was
right.
like, oh, this kind of shows me what my exposure looks like.
Yeah.
And then I just went from there. Fortunately, like all the years of being a graphic designer really helped me.
Yeah.
I think that's why I progressed so fast.
Yeah.
Because I instinctively knew composition
Yep.
and
Yeah.
leading lines and editing
See, that's
and everything.
that's huge
right?
too.
So
Yes.
the reason I asked if you drew or paint growing up, because when I used to paint,
Okay.
and I actually started out as in art, and then it was like, one day I got a camera, and it was like, it just clicked. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what
This is what I want.
this is
how
what
it's
I'm.
gonna look.
This
Yeah.
is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
It
I
just
feel the same way.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it just, and I don't know how to explain it other than it felt natural,
Yeah.
and it's like, but I view everything from an artist's perspective, which
Same.
is composition,
Yeah.
which is my layout, my, it's like, you already know the rule of three, the
Yep.
rule of thirds
Yep.
and stuff like that. And people are like, oh, this picture looks great. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember how many times I would comment on your photos and be like, that exposure is just so killer?
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
remember and I appreciate it.
Yeah, 'cause, like-
starting out, like it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like especially in mine, like we were saying earlier, like I stumbled on this huge fortunate opportunity, but dude, it was terrifying because at the same point, as soon as I took a photo and I put it out there, dude, their page already had like 3 million followers.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
I'm immediately putting out these novice
Photos,
photos
yeah.
out
Right, right.
that millions of people are going
Right.
to see.
Well, and that
And
Wow, it's terrifying.
people are gonna just tear it up, or they're gonna.
Yeah, but I didn't really. I
well,
didn't
and
ever
the
read
thing
that
is-
shit, but yeah, they do.
the thing that I found so fascinating about it is that, like, as soon as, because the sheriff used to work, that's her nickname, we don't use her actual name, the government name. So the sheriff, she was working at a local news station for a long time, so I would get like a photo out and she's like, oh yeah, that's got like 4,000 views on the page or something like that. I'm like, that's insane to think about, that I took a shitty photo and then 4,000 goddamn people have seen it. And
Like,
then-
imagine putting 4,000 people in this room, in this house right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking.
Yeah, it's a lot.
No,
of
it is.
And then, but then as I got better, everyone has that natural progression with photography. And then as I saw you grow, it was cool because I think the lucky part is, and this is luck when it comes to this, is watching you be able to really grow into a really brilliant photographer and really be kick ass at it. But you did get a step up because I've watched these other guys that are just now getting to the point where they have a lot of the recognition that you have. But like you got a little bit of a jump start on that. But
Yeah,
it's not unearned, and it's really cool to have seen that. Oh fuck! I just thought I thought he was dropping that whole thing. He's been fucking with it all week. But I mean, so okay, so you go out the first weekend, you do the photos for Farm Truck and you do it from Asian, and then I see you because you're on a TV show, and you were doing background photos and stuff, which was fucking killer.
Oh yeah, that just kind of progressed into so like after that weekend, it was like, I don't know what to do with these photos, and it was Asian that said, "Hey, you should start an Instagram and put a watermark on them." And I'm like, I don't even know what to call it. I wish I could remember how we came up with 405 photo, but it was probably stupid. Like, you should call it 405 photo or something.
Well,
right?
I mean,
and then it just I should.
Well, so I having known a lot of the guys from Street Outlaws well before the show was around, I remember the 405 logo, and it used to be like. It's like our Chubby Boy logo.
Right.
People now ask me, like, what the fuck is this about? And you'd see the 405, like, oh, it's guys that get down the street and they race and stuff. And then it kind of became this like big art because now I see it all. I'm like, I'm pretty sure
all
it's
over the place.
Oh,
backpacks
dude.
and shit.
I mean, I make the stickers, right?
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing
I
some.
saw one on a Camry right next to a pug mom.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Have you?
Proud
and
moment
it's like
Do you have an Instagram account that's like the weirdest 405s? Because
I should.
We're gonna set that up.
I should, please. That would
User
be funny.
submitted. Because like, I mean, it's still cool and it's still like in my travels, people will either know the Thunder or they'll ask about Street Outlaws, and I'm like, oh, that's wild. But
and actually, I feel like it's more the Street Outlaws than the Thunder.
Well, because as soon as they ask me about
a close second, but yeah,
and well, especially because I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to sports ball, but. So like then I was like, so when the 405 photo came out, I was like, oh, it makes total sense because you already have the fucking license plates and the stickers and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Then you
So
just need to add photo.
That's just genius part on Asian to kind of I don't know if he saw it or not, but it just made sense to go, hey, like you will, if you keep doing it, right? This is like, this is the part after the luck, right? It's
yeah,
like,
because
if
you're
you
going to hustle
keep
this shit
doing
now.
it and be consistent with it. It could become something.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, man. Yeah.
and it helps. I mean, your subjects, like your car photos,
Yeah.
like you've got access where not very many people
Yeah.
have
Yeah, no,
access
so
into that world.
that was
so
part
it's like
of the growth.
that, right, because it's interesting. You know, I mean, like not everybody can go. Like you're kind of already like, hey, I'm back here anyway. Let me take some photos.
Well,
and
I mean, for a long time, maybe till about 3 years ago, I was pretty much the only non-production photographer, like private photographer,
Right.
on
site.
set.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
But it came with a lot of work with being super respectful of the film crew, understanding that this is their set.
Yeah.
Understanding that
they come first.
They come
yeah,
first,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So
there's paying some paychecks on this, and
there is, so I gained their respect, and due to that gaining that respect, I made friends.
Yeah.
I got work. I got to be a producer for Discovery Channel.
Oh, really?
Right. I got
for
to do
the offshoot show. Were you?
No, well, we went down to Australia.
Yes,
and,
we
filmed
have
an
so many
episode for Street Outlaws, and I was the field producer for
Really?
that, right? So that like I gained
That's awesome.
That's pretty fucking cool. Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, legit.
yeah. So
No, stop. No, okay, there. Sorry.
so it led to a lot of really cool things, but it all started with being respectful of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And then slowly, now they buy photos from me.
Yeah,
like I can I know everybody. I can go anywhere I want on set.
Yeah.
Still respectfully, obviously.
Yeah,
but-
well, and that's something too, is you haven't become arrogant, and that's, one of the things is I've known people that have gotten fairly famous in their lives, and like musical wise and other talents. Shut up, leave me alone. I have, but like there's some people and they're arrogant as shit now,
it
and
doesn't
like
take much, I think, for people to
no,
to
you get that
arrogant
bite of
for
power, and
it.
it's just all.
The bands that you think are famous only have 13 fans.
Hey, Lou, who's the fucking flag?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he'll fucking know who Paul Bear is.
Paul Bear. I've seen him live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we went to New Orleans and watched it. I love Yob and he loves Paul Bear, but
Yeah.
so we went to go see them together. Paul Bear is
Not a
actually-
huge fan of Yob. I like one song, and that is about 4 hours of music.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to Yob before?
I have, but I can't say that I've
Yeah.
gone back to listen
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we'll just go back to the genesis of this because he said it at the top before we started. He has got a funny story about this. So, Lou, I know you through some relatives and kinfolk from the music industry, and I would have never put together how those two worlds combined.
Yeah.
But so my cousin's husband and his brother and several of their friends are in a band called Train Dodge, and
God, I
Yeah.
love Train Dodge.
Train Dodge. If you guys don't know who Train Dodge is, shut it, Spanky. No.
They now have 16 fans.
Yeah, now they have more than
Just
that.
I'm
Yeah,
playing. They do because
have-
they have eight albums. They just
Yeah.
released a new album.
Yeah.
Look, I know.
Yeah, he
I
knows.
listen.
He's there all from Cha Cha. But so they used to practice down next to this, and I was talking because I saw you
Yeah.
by the party when my cousin was there.
Was
And
this
I was
back when you were toddlers?
like, yeah.
Yeah, both of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we little ones. And so I befriended you because, we're like, oh, car shit. Because, I think you had a Nitrous Express shirt on.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking wardrobe. But okay, so how did you what was the funny story? How did you meet my cousin and all that?
So it's really embarrassing, but
Do tell.
yeah. Well, it's like almost it's something you don't do to someone else's drums, right? So
Oh
like
God!
touch the-
you touched
Did you
his
touch the
drums
drum
I
set?
put my nuts right
You
on them. dude.
teabagged his drum
Yeah.
set.
on
Yes.
Rob's drums.
On Rob. So yeah. So
Holy shit!
we used to.
Did you sing Dale Sucks when you were doing it?
This is way before that, but
Yeah, this is shit. When was this? So I was maybe.
it was like 98,
I was
97.
maybe. No, it was later than that.
Okay.
I was maybe 20.
Okay.
So this is 19 years ago. Yeah.
God, damn, I'm old.
Yeah.
So are you?
Uh,
Spanky's over there. I'm 55 years old this year.
I am not 55.
It's pretty close. So
There is a 5 in there, but it is not. There's not double 5.
yeah. My brother's pretty old. No, so did you full ball sack him?
no. So like the real story. But I guess I kind of did. But so they would rehearse.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. So me and Asian. Before the show, before
Yeah.
anything, right? Because the show's only been going on for the last 10 years. We used to work together in a sign shop. We'd make stickers and little stuff like that downtown.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie and Company was this t-shirt printing company, right? And he rented us out a little 10 by 10 room.
Yeah.
There, right? So I would go to Metro Tech in the mornings and then go home, eat some food, and then go work with Asian
Yeah.
till like 9 or 10 at night.
Yeah.
Right. So then we would constantly see the band
Coming in and out, yeah.
because
Yeah.
they would rehearse after 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
And they have a gig, they come grab all their gear and
Yeah.
go. We never really talked to them. It was kind of like, hey guys, kind of like,
hey.
we work in the same office building.
Right,
kind
yeah,
of thing,
right.
I bet you guys are also cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like one night,
Oh God.
it's not that bad, but it's embarrassing to me, right? Like
I'm gonna call this motherfucker after the show.
I think I had a conversation with him. I'll tell you about that too. Like I think we were done with work and we might have smoked some weed or something. I don't even know. But we had the bright idea to walk down into the rehearsal space. And then Asia's like, you can play drums, right? I'm like, yeah. So then like we walked in there. And then I started doing like the and then Asian starts breakdancing. And then
Very Asian of him.
yeah.
He is quintessentially that character all the time.
Yeah.
So we're doing this for maybe 20 seconds.
Oh fuck.
And then in walks the band, and then we're just
You're just like,
and dude, like
Yeah.
I went.
there we go. Riker scratch.
That exactly was it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I felt like I looked like a ghost. Like I felt
You got
so
you got
embarrassed.
caught by your parents watching porn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
with
yeah,
my
yeah.
dick in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're about to come too. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
You're just like,
no.
oh,
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
Why would you rob me of that?
But that's super disrespectful. You know what I mean? In my eyes.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Right.
think in most people's lives,
Yeah.
dude.
Nope,
So
yep,
that's
that's
I mean, I
disrespectful.
wasn't
Fuck.
like beating on them. I was,
You're like-
I knew how to play. Like I knew what I was doing, but
Yeah.
still to not ask.
Right.
This is just me being 19, 20 years old and a dumbass.
Well, and they're
right?
really not that much older at that point either.
Well, how old is like Jason? Rob
Jason
right
is 51 this year, I think.
Okay,
and
so
Rob,
That's not that old.
So they're
shut up. Yeah.
So they were like 30.
Were they really?
Yeah,
They're 10 years.
They're 10 years.
How old are
older.
you?
39.
I thought you were closer to my age than that.
Oh,
I'm 34. 33. You got 7 years on me. That's not that bad.
yeah.
We would have a child together at this point.
We might.
You just act like you're 90.
Fucking old. Anyway, yeah.
So yeah, they walk in, and then we were
God.
like immediately like embarrassed, both of us,
Yeah.
right? And we're like,
Well,
oh my
because he's
God.
breakdancing and
Yeah, and
and
I'm
you're
over
over
there
there going
fucking
and giving them a break beat.
John Bonham over here, like Juan Bonham.
Yeah.
And then I'm Mexican, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, if you haven't figured it out by Lou or Renova.
Hablo español, yo hablo español.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
¿Qué?
Dove el baño. Dos cervezas, por favor.
Oh, I got that down there.
Yeah.
Do you have another beer down there? Is that where you put it
Oh
at?
yeah, I put him down there.
Oh, okay. I thought that was mine.
No.
Oh, shit. All right.
I got 3 beers.
I
bro.
was real concerned about where my alcohol
Hey,
went.
one of us in this room is real Mexican too.
What does real Mexican mean?
Okay. Hold the donkey that's to your left right there. I brought that back from Mexico.
I took Squirrel down to Mexico.
Yeah,
made
that's your
him-
donkey show.
That's a real.
Made him
Mexican
ride a
donkey.
donkey
Yeah.
in Mexico. And we'll show you.
I wanted to ride the
We'll show
donkey.
you the pictures.
Yeah, I wanted to ride the donkey, honestly.
And then when we came back, allegedly,
Allegedly.
one of us, when we got back in the U.S., because the going to Mexico was like all legit official
Okay.
border crossing.
I had a
you know,
passport and everything.
Everything.
Uh-huh. They checked me. They
then
anal
maybe-
See,
Right.
that's not the real experience. The real experience is doing like
Oh, yeah.
running across the Rio Grande.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm a
One of
bitch.
us did experience that in real life.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I didn't. Allegedly,
The
one of us
other
didn't want to
one-
get wet.
The other one who was scared they were going to drown in the ankle deep water.
I don't know how
And
to
then was
swim.
like,
Hey, dude, if you fall face down and you pass out, you only need about 2 inches of water to suffocate you.
Thank you.
I mean-
Right?
Thank you, Lou.
So, I mean, is
And it
that a
was-
real fear? I would say so.
Yeah, thanks.
You know?
Hey,
Yeah.
It
you
only
get a
takes that
second
much
t-shirt.
water.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how to swim, and you were laughing at me. I figured if I fell
Because
over,
I just jumped in. I'm like, I'm going.
allegedly, he jumped
Allegedly,
in. Yeah.
allegedly.
he works. He might have a job that he needs to allegedly do a lot of things. That's
funny.
Yeah, but
We allegedly did not run from the cops the other night.
oh no, I have no idea what you're talking about on that. Woo! Forgot about that. Even happened. That was almost a week ago. That's some old shit. I want to talk about some new shit. So I first off, I want to give you a high five for fucking with Rob's drums.
Yeah.
So Rob is super serious because you met him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a super nice guy.
Super sweet, dude.
And he's
Yeah.
like, all those guys are super sweet, but Rob is super particular about his fucking kit. And
Yeah.
we were at a,
Most musicians
Yeah.
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they're high or drunk.
Yeah. And so,
And even then, they're like, don't fuck with my guitar.
don't fuck with my kit.
instrument. Yeah, don't fuck with it.
Don't put the microphone up your asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're,
Give me more cocaine.
yeah. Right.
Wait a second. Who was here before me?
Well, Clint from Clint's Hand Painting. So I'm at a show, and it's because Rob's since relocated to Seattle, so he's back down for like a 3-city run.
Okay.
And we're in a small room about 2 of this. And there's a girl that is doing kick dancing, kind of like drop kicking.
Yeah.
And she kind of slam dancing and doing some big movements that she really didn't have any business doing. And she almost kicks the fucking, like the tom and the
Jesus.
cymbal, and then she almost goes to the bottom. And so I'm looking at Rob, and he is, I mean, listeners can't see it, but I would happily recreate it for a reel. He's like, super serious. I'm gonna fucking hit her because she's like probably like 16,
Right.
And I'm just like, so Jason's over here on guitar, and he would like nudge her and be like, "Hey, why don't you get the fuck away from my brother's drums?"
Yeah.
And then I finally was like, I'm gonna have to grab her. So she starts getting real close to kicking it, and he just stood up and still keeping tempo, and he just lost the cymbal and the bass for a second, still keeping tempo, and he's like, "Over here, move." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then so I periodically will see her at shows now, and I'm like, I'll tell the drummer, "Hey, watch out for her. She's gonna fuck some shit up."
Yeah. She's
Like,
going to kick your shit.
yeah, if you're at 89th Street and you see this chick, she gonna fuck your shit up. So
She's like, my hips are not that good now.
no, no, Jesus.
No, dude, but when was it? I think it was maybe last year's Norman Music Fest.
Yeah, they weren't on that one.
Yeah, but like Rob was there, or maybe
Yeah.
the year before. I
Yeah,
don't
it was the
remember.
year before. Yeah.
Okay, so I like walked up to him because we'd been hanging out watching bands and shit all weekend, and then
I think I remember this a little bit.
yeah, and then I walked up to Rob and I was like, dude, like I've been sitting on this for
Oh my God.
20 years, like so embarrassed.
Right.
And I don't think I ever apologized to you, like that's how embarrassed I was, right? about the whole deal. And so he's telling me, he starts kind of laughing quietly. And I'm like, so I just want to say sorry, dude, for doing that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, man, he's laughing at me. He like passed me on the back. He's like, I don't even remember that. So I'm like,
It's eating you up.
Thank God.
See,
Yeah.
see, if he was a real gangster, he would have been like, it haunts me every day.
Yeah.
Every day you'll remember that like it will never let me again.
That's the voice I heard in my dreams. You
Where
know?
are your balls?
No.
And then you just get, oh, I'm saved.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's so nice.
Why
having
are
the
you all
buttons.
sweaty? I was watching Cops.
So yeah, but God, super embarrassing.
Oh yeah, that's one of those where like I remember running into a woman's chest in an Eckerd's when I was a little kid because I just ran around the corner and I fucking hit her right in the tits and it was like ah, and then like ran off, like closed my eyes and look, and I was like, I'm a ginger, I'm beat red, and I'm like, she had to see me just walking around, like, oh God. To this day, that was like 9 years old. To this day, I'll be in a fucking CVS and be like,
Just run into ladies' tits.
oh yeah,
You're just looking at titties through it.
yeah,
you're like,
that's what I see a pair of tits, I would go.
I'll put my face in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
Facts. We'll post video of that.
the robot one sticks. So, no, I think about it all the time. Okay, so getting past that. Oh God, I forgot all about it. We have a bunch of mutual people that we know, and I so the first time I really remember actually meeting you outside that party, you almost watched my wife destroy a woman.
Oh.
At Queens of the Stone Age in Tulsa. Do you remember that? We were
No.
at Queens of the Stone Age.
He's like, I have no recollection.
So we
I remember that show, and I was pretty fucked
you were
up.
fucked up,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you were there with whoever. You know.
I was there with my ex-wife
Yeah.
and ex-sister-in-law and her now husband. Yeah.
Okay, so
And we were all fucked
fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, so me and the sheriff are both wearing our Train Dodge t-shirts, and we're in the pit, and you come up. Now
That's
you
right.
You come up,
That's
you're
right.
like, I fucking love that band, which is jarring for him to do it. Because
Right.
I'm like, oh, it's you. And I was like, it's Lou.
Yeah,
And you're like, yeah, and you're so-and-so's cousin. And I was like, yeah. So we start talking, and you guys kind of drift around, and we kind of come back and forth. And then she's my now wife, but at the time, girlfriend or fiance, I don't remember. She is like looking at me, and she's like, I'm about to fucking kill this bitch. And I'm like, what? And like this lady's slam dancing into her, and you're just over there laughing because you're kind of like, ha ha. And I'm like, I gotta move now because I had to take her way the fuck back. So then I think you see me like a month later, like, oh, I missed you after the middle of like the first song. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, because I thought my wife was gonna murder somebody. And you're like, oh, it's such a good show. And I was like, I kept trying to go back downstairs and just tell her to wait, but she wouldn't wait. But and every time since, if there's a Queens of the Stone Age show, I know I'm gonna see you there.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Yep.
I think that's the band I've seen the most. I think
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
been the band that changed the way I saw music. Right, like at like 15 years old, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
other shit than what's on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah,
breaks
absolutely.
the rules.
Yeah.
right. Fuck, man, because I grew up before that. I didn't listen to rock music. I grew up listening to Mexican music. Right,
I was just about to
So-
ask.
It's so
So-
happy though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I
and I'm
love
not
it.
even. I
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
I'm not
Like,
like
I remember one time was getting my house re-roofed, and it's like 5:30.
I was like, of course.
go on.
well, no, but it's like 5:30 in the morning, and they're out there, and it's like ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, and you hear them like
I know that.
all over
I
the
know what
roof,
song you're
and,
doing.
and it's like
Fancy Nano.
I can't even be mad right now because it's like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was I was probably, it's Songs for the Deaf had come out, and I think it was No One Knows was like the first big single that came out on
Yeah.
that. And I was listening to it, and like Seven Nation Army had come out, and like,
Yeah.
so it was just really pivotal. And then it's funny because like Rob like loved Queens of the Stone Age, and since I think Times New Roman no, it's not Time, it's in Villains. He's hated them ever since, pretty much.
Okay.
And I'm like, so like every so often I'll be like, did you hear the new album? Because you're like one of the few people I know there's gonna like it sounds like this band, and I like that. And I'm like, cool, thank you for actually being there for me in this time of need, because because like Jason
He's
won't
like,
listen to it.
No.
I was like, are you waiting? He was like putting the can up to the mic, so I was like, are you ready to make the noise? So I would run into you at shows, and then I would see you at Train Dodge, and then so then
Well, then I played. I was in several bands that opened for Train Dodge. At
what bands
certain
were you
points.
in?
So like when I started playing around town, I was in this band called Dead Planet.
Okay.
With I don't know if you know Dan Cubier,
Who's the guy? Is that the guy from
the bald guy.
No, is that the dude from Family Matters or All in the Family? Dave Kool-Aid. That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, he seems to know everybody, so that's why I asked.
Probably. Yeah.
And then my old
So does this one.
drummer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, fair.
So, and then my drummer from my high school band was in that, right? And then that's when we started playing around town. That's where I met the Train Dodge guy.
Yeah.
That's when Engine Orchestra was around.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So we played shows with them, and then that band broke up, and then I joined a band called Los Hijos del Diablo. And then
Holy
that's when,
shit.
And then that's when we really started playing more shows, like open for High on Fire.
Right.
Like
You
this-
open. Hold on.
Oh.
Back that up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where's that? Fuck?
Hey,
Hold on.
give the applause on that,
Hell yeah.
dude. High on Fires.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Holy
a sick
shit.
ass show. There was like 300 people at the conservatory, now 89th Street.
Yes.
Right,
was
right.
maxed out, dude.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck. So that was Mike.
Was that back when it was like looked like several people had been murdered in there for sure?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
It looks
yeah.
like that
That's
now.
when
Murders
conservative-
in the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
my
that
God.
was the worst bathroom in
the
the state
city.
of Oklahoma.
I hate that they remodeled it. Like
I
that's
do
I
part
know
of the
it,
charm.
it took away.
Yeah.
It took it away from. Yeah.
I miss it a lot because I remember going to so many shows and be like, it doesn't matter where you pee at in this motherfucker, you're just peeing.
Yeah.
And then like, it's one of my buddies, he had relocated to work and had come back and he was like, what's the conservatory like now? I was like, well, it's called 89th Street Collective, I think. It's 89th Street for sure. I was like, and the bathrooms are nice. He's like, well, that was part of the fun was
Yeah,
how
it was.
fucking awful it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys opened for High on Fire.
Yeah.
Did is it Mike Patton? No, it's not Mike Patton. Mike Pike. Did he spit on stage as much as he normally does now? Because like we went to go see him last year, and he just literally like, every 5 seconds was like spit.
I don't remember the spitting.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, but still the shirtless with a little bit of a beer gut.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
then
No
but they
fucks
just-
given.
They just ripped it.
So
right?
who
Like,
was Cody Scott Willis on the drums at that point?
full? Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause,
remember.
oh,
This
man.
was probably at least 15 years ago.
Because I hadn't realized that they had been around that long.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned it when we went to go see him in Dallas. We went to go see him with Paul Bear opened, and then High on Fire was the headliner.
Yep.
And great show. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Saw
a-
Mike walking around in Deep Elm. Like,
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
We're like,
Dude,
hey!
I
yeah,
shot
yeah.
the shit with him at the bar. We're just talking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
super
We
cool
saw him.
dude.
We saw him after we were walking
trying to think
back
of-
to our hotel, and he was like walking out in the alley.
I'm
We were-
not paying attention. I'm just also paying attention.
We were like, "Hey!" Squirrel went running up to him.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Security's like,
strange.
strange autistic man, stay away."
Well, because I really like Big Business with
Yeah,
and
I
I've
love
seen them
Big
a
Business,
bunch.
dude.
So do you
Yeah.
know Andrew Joseph? Sensory Overload. I'm sure you probably do. But it was like that. I got to shoot the shit with him. He's been in a bunch of my like Tilts and a bunch of other pivotal bands.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was in Torch for a while, and so I was up at a show or a fucking festival up in Portland last year, and hey, you're Andrew, and he's like, yes. Whoa, and I was like, do you know Jenny and Rob and Jason and Lou? And he's like, how do you know them? And I was like, I'm here to serve you papers.
Yeah.
and then I got to hang out with him, and
Please don't hurt me.
he was like, no. And then I got to meet Brian from Red Fang, and I was like,
Ooh.
and then Dana Carey, I could always fuck it up, from Tool. He was there, and you're just like, hi. So I can't imagine hanging out with Mike at the bar at night. Especially, did you buy him beer?
No, well, we all got free beers.
I was gonna say,
We got. I think the band's got like a 12-pack of Lost Lake.
yeah, I was
back in
wondering
the day.
back in the
Nice.
day, and it was like it wasn't cold, it was kind of wet.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
wet.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
This is the ones that we
a little
forgot.
Warm. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
Dude, he kicks ass for, because what's he like, 60, 65?
Yeah, because Sleep
By
is
now, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because Sleep is like 40 years old. That band's been
And
around
he's-
forever.
He's
I
still.
mean, I think Dope Smoker is 40 years long. Like,
Yeah.
the way they play it.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Fuck.
no shit. That's
Yeah.
that's why I like Yob
Yeah.
so much. It's like, oh, I forgot the song's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40 years later.
A few moments later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I knew that you'd played. I didn't know that you played. So what was the name of the band? The last one?
And Los Hijos del Diablo, which is Children of the Devil.
Dude, that's fucking metal as shit.
Yeah.
Was it a metal band?
No,
Well, they
it was
started
a Christian
off,
rock band.
Yeah, it was actually.
You know, yeah.
No, so the history of that was like they were more of a straight up, more thrashy kind of, more metal band.
Okay.
And then they lost. I don't know what happened, but the singer is gone, and then it was just Travis, Eric, and Ryan. and they turned into this like stoner instrumental, bluesy Black Sabbath kind of vibe.
You just said a lot of genres that are hard to fit on an album.
Yeah.
It is very much
But,
Queens of the Stone Age. We're doing Drugs in the Desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they regrouped and formed Los Hijos del Diablo, like V2 in a way. And I remember going down to the deli to watch them. And I was standing in the crowd and I'm like, holy, like I wasn't in a band anymore at that point. And I was like, holy shit, like I need to be in this band.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
right up my fucking alley. Like
Yeah.
everything they were doing, the atmospheric kind of like really dynamic intros and like going into heavy riffs that solo, like everything. I had
You were fucking here for
I
it.
was into it, dude.
Yeah.
And then so Weird How Life Works, Travis used to work at Mackenzie's as a screen printer.
Oh shit.
So that's why I knew of that band.
Yeah.
Right. So then I go back with him 10 years before that because I knew him.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, dude, like, do you guys need another guitar player? Because I think I would be perfect in this band.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've been talking about it. So then we jammed a couple times. I fit right in. And then
Nice.
I did that for maybe 3 or 4 years. And dude, we were on Little Mafia Records.
Oh,
We
shit.
were, like,
Oh, shit.
We like went down to like fuck up the name, like something Lion Studios in Texas to record.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the name of that one is.
Yeah.
It's not Gold Line. That's a song.
Yeah. And then we would like we'd do little Midwest tours and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the probably the funnest and the best band that I was in, just because, dude, we'd sit there and start practice with a jam every time, and all of a sudden it was like 45 minutes later. And we just jammed for the whole time.
Right.
And you're like,
It
we
was-
didn't practice anything today.
Well, we would go into practice after, but we would always start off with someone doing a drum beat or a riff, and then it would just no drugs or anything. It would just flow.
You can say it's fine.
No, I'm serious. Like, I think
Your kids are listening.
me and
Hopefully
Eric,
not.
No, they know what I do.
Yeah.
Me and Eric were the only ones that drank. So like Ryan and Travis were
Is
straight
this
edge.
Travis
They
Bell?
didn't drink. Travis Harvey.
Okay, Travis Harvey.
Yeah, he's a barber now at Annex.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So, but yeah, I did that till like my like 27 or something like that. Yeah, and then I haven't really been playing since then.
Yeah, because when I was talking to you at one point, and I was like, it's, wanting to bullshit about guitar, and like, I have somebody like Jake Stinson, who's Mel's ex-husband, ex-husband. So like, I had so many people I knew. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to do. Hold on. Yeah, keep going. Spanky, take the vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
Make,
What do we
make noise.
make noise?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I got it. I like it.
See, I'm not the only one that messes with it.
Well, it keeps drooping.
It does.
It's drooping.
It slowly moves down.
Because the
and-
fulcrum point is all this weight on the end.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
geometry.
Yeah.
I'm fucking nerd.
I know.
Figure it out.
That's why I've been sliding mine more this way, and I just lean over.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
We need a video for this. But so, like, because you were talking about getting a guitar again, and then, and I was like, well, I don't know how to play, but I can sit there and be like, can you show me? And then we'll do shit together. But then I'm like, God, I got a million other hobbies going on. So you're good at it. You just do it.
1,000,001.
Yeah. No, but I got super into it. It was my first hobby in life, right? Like,
as an
started
adult.
when I was 15,
Right,
and it
right.
kept going for 12 years or so. I got super into it. Had the whole,
Making a little bit of money from it. Like
Nah.
having I know, but I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
you know,
you
it's
were-
one of those things where
I
you're
was
like,
getting to the point
you can
where-
justify it because, hey, I'm making money.
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I paid for
when people
my
are like, "Why are
gas
you
up
doing?"
here.
I'm making money.
Yeah. I mean, I think the most we ever got paid was maybe like $500 at the Blue Note.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty balling for back in the day.
It's pretty
That-
good.
that is pretty
yeah.
balling.
Well,
Yeah.
and
And
so,
the worst we ever did was we traveled all the way to Nashville and played the End Club
oh, God.
and made $18.
Get the fuck out of here.
What the fuck? Did they
Yeah.
know you for
Was
housing
it
out?
like? Was
It was just a shitty night. We were opening for somebody, and I think I honestly don't even remember. I had a blast. Like,
Yeah.
I had never traveled
Right.
that far
Yeah.
east. I'd never been on the other side of the Mississippi, so like this was like my first really cool
How old were you?
band experience. So maybe
and-
25.
And Nashville's a
You know.
good time.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Fucking
Na-
party.
Nashville
Well, like
is a
back
good
in the
time.
day, like, man, I can't remember the name of the music store, but we walked into this.
Guitar Center.
No,
Yeah.
like it was like vintage. Like I was
Oh.
playing like 58 gold top Les
Oh, shit.
Pauls.
Oh, shit.
and, like $6,000 guitar. Like I
Yeah.
can't remember. And then we were walking into record stores and all this shit. Dude, it's such a great memory of doing that. But then when we played our show, it was like a fucking Tuesday or some shit. And
Right.
It just sucked, right? I remember Travis's fucking bass drum leg broke, so we had to put like cinder blocks in front of it,
dude.
You know, it was like
Make it fucking work.
Yeah, and then like my mom made us burritos for the road, right?
Yeah.
And then like Ryan had like the gnarliest fucking farts like all the way. That like super cool band experience, right?
Well,
Like,
these are all the things you want in a band.
This is what happens in a band. You know?
You really find out about somebody when you're a road trip across the country with them.
for real.
So Chris from Train Dodge. So it's not really necessarily my story to tell, so I won't tell all of it, but I will tell the punchline of what this was. So I went to Japan last year, and I'm talking to Jason about it, and he drop that. Did it stick to the bottom? Anyway,
stuck to the bottom.
So we're talking about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we Train Dodge. We got paid to go over to Japan and play and all that stuff." And he's like, "We were gone for 12 days." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. How do you remember it being?" It's exactly 12 days. He goes, because Chris did not shit the entire time for the 12 days.
Damn,
he shit when he left the house.
I could imagine the shit he took after he got home, dude.
Dude, so
He's like struggling to walk.
yeah, so
I'll be there when I get there.
and well, Chris is like the eldest of the group, so like
I love Chris.
He's the shit. I love that man so much. And he's talking, and so the first time I heard it, he was telling me, he was like, I didn't shit for like 12 days, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, that's a place, but days. It's great. It's not like when I was in Cuba and it's awful. And he's laughing about it. And he's like, and then so I get back and I'm laughing about like, he goes, how was Japan? I was like, well, I went for 12 days and I shit 4 or 5 times every day to make up for your deficit. And he was like, what? And I was like, recap the story he has told to me. And he goes, I shit at least a handful of times. And I was like, bro.
You're like, but did you?
Did you? Because multiple witnesses have told me, allegedly, that you did not shit the entire time. But like, I one of my favorite things is hearing the band stories and all that shit. And like, so that's hilarious that you unfortunately went out and made 18 fucking
Hey man,
dollars.
but that's just how it is. Like, you're not doing it
you
for
just
the
never
money,
know.
Right?
Yeah.
It's we were just doing it. It's what you have to do. You have to pay your dues. And I honestly think if we would have kept going, unfortunately, like for that band, life got in the way. Like, Ryan's wife got into like vet school, so they moved to Stillwater,
right?
And then like eventually, like he was driving 3 hours here and back to practice, and then he's like, guys, I can't do it anymore. So then all of a sudden we were like a 3-piece, and then we lost Travis because he's like, I'm not really into. So we got Ross to play.
Ross is the shit.
Ross is probably and I love all the drummers I've ever played with, but Ross was like a dream to play with.
Oh yeah,
right. He is the style that I want.
Yeah,
right, as a drummer. And the last show I played was at VZD's in 2011, and 2 weeks prior to that, Travis had quit, and we were going to cancel the show.
Oh shit!
Because we're going to open for Jake's band.
Oh, for Bitch Wizard or
no.
Radio?
I can't remember the name of it right
now.
Not
Radio Deception.
No, think 10 years ago.
Did not found footage. We'll get there. We'll get there. Just get. I have a T-shirt.
Footage.
I have a T-shirt for that band that I never got to watch play.
Yeah.
That's how big of a fucking fan I am. Fan listener number 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. God damn, what is the name of that band? Anyway, keep going.
That is a Snake.
Oh fuck. Not Twin Snake.
Bitch Snake.
Nope.
Satan's Devil Snake.
No. Okay. All right.
But anyways,
every one of our listeners just turned off their radios.
We have a couple buddies that listen, like our number one fan.
What's
Nate.
up, Nate?
Hi, Nate.
I hate you. Nate.
Yeah.
And Nate, you'd actually really like. He drives a truck to Clinton every day, and he listens in his tractor trailer.
Yeah.
And he is my.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate, tell Matt he should not have cut his beard off. So weird.
That's not going to be relevant by the time this goes out.
I'm just saying.
I'll show you the
I'm just
photos
saying.
before and after.
There's some beard action going on in this room, and I'm not part of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got a little scruff.
Yeah, I guess
This is 3 weeks, dude. I cannot even grow.
Just because I have the
You're
older,
Mexican. That should be like a day.
Mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
You know, I start talking like, hey, guys.
Only. So, I think about, Nate's our executive after for the Fat producer, where he's like, you could have done this and this better. And I'm like, fucking, you should come run the board, dickhead.
Hell
You're
yeah.
like, thanks for that.
I don't do any editing. There is a secret to this podcast.
Yeah.
It's really basic.
We shoot from the hip.
Yeah. So anyway, so you're opening up for fucking Jake's band.
Oh, yeah. So the two core
Two
members leave. No. God damn it! Text him or
I'm
call
gonna
him.
text. I'll text him. Just don't think I'm not paying attention.
No,
to you.
no. It's I'll keep talking.
Yeah.
So like, So 2 weeks prior to that, half the band breaks up.
God damn
and
it.
then we Ross gets on there. I think we play a show with Ross while Ryan was still in it, and then Ryan quits, and then we booked the VZD show opening for them, and then the next day I'm like, well, it's already canceled, right? The next day I'm like, fuck it. I'll learn Ryan's parts and
The determination.
and blend them
Right.
with me.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just wanted to play this show.
Yeah, you've shot for this show, and now you're gonna get to it.
And so
I get it. I respect the hustle.
and it was instrumental. We didn't have to sing or whatever,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
So I like learned his parts, and then I mixed them with mine. And then the last show I have played since then was me, Ross, and Eric as a 3-piece at VZD's.
Nice.
And that was 2011. So, but it was a great show.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about that show?
Yeah.
No.
So it was instrumental, correct?
Yeah.
Oh God. Why?
Did you shut up? You shut up. I am on the mic right now.
keep going? I told you to get yelled at.
Shut up. God
Yeah, yeah. So when you did this show, did you at least come out and say thank you? We are so and so. I am Lou. You know,
It was all in Spanish. I was like, muchas gracias. Somos los hijos del diablo. Chinga tu madre.
but you
You
acknowledged
smoked.
the band. I mean, you not acknowledged the audience.
Oh, yeah,
you
of
didn't
course you
just
acknowledge the
walk
audience.
out like a huge group of
Got it.
dicks.
I got
in
it.
retrospect, I wish we could have done that and just not said a word.
Yeah, you know that's the biggest mind fuck ever.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you.
And then like no words.
Yeah,
in
no,
the music
at all.
No words
Okay,
at
hold
all.
on. By the way, when I said 2 snakes, guess who was right? 2 snakes, motherfucker.
2 snakes.
I have a T-shirt.
yes,
I'll have
you
to
do.
dig it out. Anyway,
Good job.
So
I fucking
we
love
went.
driving him because he picks shit for me. He called me. Hold on, this is the makeup for this.
Okay.
Last week on Wednesday, I'm at my grandmother's house, and he calls me, and he's like,
Me.
Spanky.
Okay.
He calls me, and he's like, "We're going to Houston in 2 hours. Be ready." And I was like,
Oh
"Cool."
my God.
No question. No,
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't. I was like, "Cool. Just let me know. Am I picking you up, or you meet me down here?"
Damn, dude.
So I'm ready to do shit like that for him. I take him to one really kick-ass concert, but I'll never hear the goddamn end. It's this is why he's my second wife. All right, keep going.
Okay, I'm 50. Right. I'm 50.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah, we get it, Spanky. You're
I've been
old.
going to shows since 37 years.
Since 1937.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
First
He was
show,
there.
first
Older
show,
than 50.
first show I ever went to. I was 13. It was at Blue Note. It was
Ooh.
Guadalcanal Diary, and then it just kept going from there. So
Yeah.
I love concerts.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen so many people. I shot. So I used to do photography for the Oklahoman.
Okay.
And I shot for Look at OKC. Well,
his credit.
I've shot for over 400 concerts,
Mm-hmm.
and that got it into where, like, with the photography, I love shooting concerts.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
so fun.
because it's so fun and it's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
The lights are
Random.
random,
every time.
insane.
Yeah.
You can't use flash. It's like trying to get it where it just doesn't look like ass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really
And
cool to do. It is really
In
fun.
all my time of doing concerts,
Here we
and
go.
I had never seen Godspeed.
Godspeed You, Black Emperor.
Godspeed
Have you heard of them?
You, Black Emperor.
No.
They're
So this
right
band-
up your alley. I'm sending you a link right now.
This band walks out. There's like 8 of them.
I'm gonna send you a link.
And so they come out and Leon, they
It is
start
a big piece band.
they start playing, and then another one walks out and starts playing, and they all kind of come out and play. And they play for like 45 minutes. Not one.
no, they played for an hour and a half.
Okay.
It felt shorter for you.
Because yes, I was.
Yeah.
So they did not say one word.
Oh,
could.
no shit.
So not one word, and they played and they played and they played, and then they got up and they reversed the way they came in. So like one at a time, they
Dude.
would get up and walk off the stage. Not thank you for coming out. Not one
That's what
word.
we should have done.
And the whole time I'm just
Like, what
I
the
am like,
fuck is going on?
right?
So-
No, I am. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are
Well,
they gonna
okay.
say anything? And so he's sitting there like all do.
Well, because I know the fucking songs, and like also it was cool as shit because it was like being on a fucking trip without tripping. They have a film projectionist that's got that's just running projections of film.
And it's like film,
and she's got
8mm
strips.
film,
Oh,
and
so
so
it's
she's
running.
And
she's
so
running reels.
She is
and-
doing this, and then that like it's Godspeed You, Black Emperor is really fucking like heavy instrumental, and like it's one of those deals where they're like, oh, this song means this. I'm like, how the fuck did you get that from? I don't know.
Yeah.
But so I'm
the
digging
music
it.
was good. It was just, and so then they're like walking off, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like,
He literally-
they did not say one fucking word. And he's, yeah, they did, and I'm like, no, they did not.
So because that was the year I went to like 180 concerts that year.
I don't know.
God.
You went.
Oh
all
yeah,
the
I
time.
was like and like from no one knows and I have no idea and this show's $5 too. I dropped some cash to be at this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, they said something. And Jake was there. And I was like, Jake, did Godspeed say anything? He goes, no, they didn't.
No.
And he
No, they
goes,
didn't.
and then my other buddy from Tulsa who's
But you know what? I'll never fucking forget that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
well, and he says, so as like number fucking 3 or 4 is left on fucking stage, and they're just long drawing everything out. He goes, "Did they say a single word?" I'm like, "No, someone that's going to for sure."
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like literally
No,
last,
your answer to that, because when I said I actually said they have not said a fucking word, and you're like, yeah, they have.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
yeah.
And then you're like,
And it was at the Tower, and so we were joking about it on the way out, and I heard a girl that was clearly drugged there by somebody, and she was like, I really like the music, but I don't think they've ever heard a band not say a word.
yeah.
Where are they from? Because like I've been to some shows, like there was a Japanese metal band that came that someone's like, you got it was Jason or I don't remember, somebody was like, you gotta go, it's $5. And so I go years ago, and like they didn't say anything except for Armagato at the end, because they were then they were like, thank you, and that's all they fucking said.
Right.
And they were and I was like, that makes sense, that's cool, because if I went to Japan, all I could get out was Arigato.
Yeah.
Like, I was there. I bubbled my way through a lot of shit. But yeah, he Godspeed You, Black Emperor. It was hilarious. So yeah, Two Snakes. That's so now next time you do an instrumental band, that's how you mind fuck to become more famous.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, like what we used to do is they would make me talk in Spanish because
Yeah,
I was the
right.
only
Shit.
Mexican in a band called Los Hijos del Diablo.
Yeah,
right.
which I was
So,
wondering about that. I was like, would they? Well, I mean, this is years ago, but did they go like, is it okay if we name the band this?
Oh well, they had the band name before I came along. Right?
How long do you think it took them honkies to figure that shit out?
Who knows?
Because that was before Google Translate.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was
this is-
before.
Yeah.
Someone was at a truck stop and like, can you translate?
Yeah.
They went down on the south side to get some good tacos,
Uh-huh.
and we're like, excuse me.
What do you call this burrito?
Oh my god, they're
Hijo
off.
del Diablo. God damn.
They're off of like 18th and Robinson, and they're just like hola.
Because I will say, and I'm speaking from experience here, they act like they don't speak English on the south side.
I do that sometimes.
Those bitches speak English.
Yeah, I do that to people I don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was on an assignment. I was shooting.
You've done that to me before.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it, whatever.
So I had to shoot for the Oklahoma and put out a deal called Viva, and it was like a little free.
Viva.
It was like Viva Oklahoma, and it was their Mexican or Spanish little free publication.
Cool.
And so I, the non-Spanish speaking, photographer, and they were like, "Here, you need to go to this restaurant and get pictures." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
I can shoot a photo. It's
I mean,
fine.
yeah. So I go in, and so I go like, "Hey, I'm here to shoot some photos," and they're like, "Oh, okay." And so I'm trying to get some photos of like the waitresses and stuff.
I thought he was about to sneeze.
Oh, no,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. Keep going.
And they're like, "Oh no, blah, no, no," and I'm just like,
No, I'm here for work.
I need
Don't do
your
it,
name.
salsa burrito.
Because younger Mexicans or Hispanic people are
You
like
can say
everybody else.
Mexicans, it's
I
okay.
mean,
You can say
Well, if they're from
I'm
Mexico,
trying-
they're Mexican. If it was young Guatemalan or a young Venezuelan, that's fine.
No, most of them are here Mexicans. Back at this time.
Sorry, I had to move
but
my mic for that.
so the younger
I burped.
generation, all about having their picture taken.
Oh yeah.
Anything a little bit older, they are
they
like,
do not.
No.
They're
They're
almost
they are-
like the Asian community. They're like,
Yep, yeah.
Unless
They're
you're a
like-
ginger, and then they're like, "Can I take a photo with
No.
well,
you?"
because you are the attraction.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, look what I.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Anyway,
Yeah.
And so, I'm like, okay, whatever. So I get these pictures done, and this like waitress not speaking a single word of English. And I'm like, I have got to get a name. Like, I'm shooting for publication. Like, I have to have your name. And so she's like, and I'm like,
here, write down.
I understood exactly what you said.
right.
He rolled his
And,
R's finally. It's
you'll
nice.
you'll enjoy this story. And so she says it again, and I'm like, I got the Maria, and it's like something Eras, and I'm like, she says it like the third time, and there's like 3 waitresses right there, and they're all looking at me like they don't speak any English at all, and they're not. And then so I'm like, and so what she was saying was her last name was Gutierrez, which I came to find out there's really only about 5 last names that you can. It's Ramirez, Gutierrez,
Frances,
whatever. Yeah, and so I look at her because I'm trying, and I don't really hear well because I go to a lot of shows. Don't wear earplugs.
Oh
yeah. Now I wear earplugs.
Also, he was in the chair force. So.
Yeah, but so I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, Pudieres? This bitch knew how to speak English all of a sudden. It's amazing how that works.
Yeah.
And
every fucking time.
every fucking time.
I'm
and
like, God damn it.
And I'm like, I'm a gringo. I don't know. And she starts hollering, and her friend just grabs me and like pulls me over and says, "Yeah, here's our names." And I'm like, "See how easy that was."
We just like to see you white people struggle.
I know.
Yeah, you've seen us struggle. We want to see you struggle.
I get back.
How's it feel to be at top of the chain now?
I get back to the Oklahoma, and I'm telling one of the desk editors, and he's Mexican, and I start telling him the story, and he like fell to the floor.
Yeah.
Was laughing so fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm
you?
just like, at the time, now I look at it, it's funny, but at the time I was just like horrified because I'm like, I guess I said that.
Yeah.
Well, and
her name was Bitch Tears. That's what it was.
And like you have somebody like editor's note, not that name. Yeah. I so when I worked in construction back when I was 16, 17, I knew all the dirty words.
Yeah.
I knew a little bit of Spanish, enough to get around for a little bit. It fucking lost on me, but like so every so often I'll hear a word. I'm like, I know what you called me. I know what it means. I'm just gonna keep saying.
I know what pinche pendejo means.
That means I'm a good boy.
Yeah, I got called.
Me gusta la verga. Yeah, all of that, dude.
Oh no, me gusta. I was over at On Cue, and I was on the bike, I think, and a guy from a lawn crew was yelling at me in Spanish because I guess I pulled in front of him.
Okay.
And I was like, "Hey man, like I'm sorry, dude," and he was a little upset, and like the guy next to him was like, "Nah, hey man, it's not that big of a deal." Because I have a hoodie that looks like a police officer's hoodie. It's our buddy Clint's. And I still, to this day, do not understand why everybody thinks it's a fucking cop hoodie. But
because it's gold.
It's gold.
And it's right on the left chest.
So kind of, I guess. And so the buddy goes, and he said something to the effect of migra, and that's what I heard. And I was like, hey, no. I was like, no, senor, aquí. And he was like, he's in his fucking F450
La
dually.
migra.
Yeah, I didn't say it. They did. I tried to make the situation better. Okay, so before I forget, you're welcome back on whenever, but no.
What are you going to go into?
Well, why don't you first, lady?
Well, I was going to ask him because he also does some other cool shit that I really.
Oh, do you want to ask about?
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on. So what I was going to ask was street outlaw stories from behind the scenes and crazy shit, but no, let's go the other route because everybody knows him for that shit. I want to talk about the other cool John Wick shit.
So you run a gun.
Yeah.
3-gun.
Oh, well, not 3-gun, USPSA.
I bought
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing above you because of you, dickhead.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, well, it might be loaded, so.
Oh, I know what to do with a
I
loaded gun.
hope-
I shoot it.
Yeah.
Not at me, and not over that way.
Desk pop.
Oh my god! Like, after the band thing, I always need a hobby, right? So
Yeah.
You can
And
pick up middling.
your competition pistol is
You need to take me out to help me
beautiful.
aim that thing.
Can I just say that?
Yeah.
little MMP action.
Uh-huh. Take me and make me better at shooting.
Yeah, if you guys want to, we'll go out.
Yeah, you
Hell
like,
yeah, absolutely.
So I was always wanting to do that just from an aspect of like how cool it is for the technical aspect of that.
Yes.
I don't care. I'm not like the hell yeah brother where I got to carry a fucking piece with me.
Same.
Yeah.
Are you carrying
Yeah.
it right now?
No,
What?
it's in my car.
Oh, okay. I was
So
like,
your competition pistol, what is it?
Yeah. Well, I've had
Your
several.
new one, the gray with the
Oh,
yeah, what
yeah,
the fuck is that thing?
That thing is
The new one. It's kind of a budget build.
right.
Doesn't look it.
I
Well,
love. You had me at budget.
Yeah, well, in the realm of, so this is like gun shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's double stack 1911s now,
Yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
And Springfield Armory came out with the Prodigy.
Right.
Okay.
I love to tinker with shit. I got a buddy that's really good with messing with guns, and eventually we ended up changing the grip, changing the whole firing, like everything, like the internal,
Right,
the
right, right,
trigger,
right.
the
Oh, shit.
magwell. And so I kind of got this like really cool 2011 or double stack 1911 that I'm finally gonna start trying to compete with. Right.
Nice.
Like,
Oh, have you not been competing before? Have you?
No, I have, but it's
Okay.
been. So that was like after I stopped playing in a band. A year or two after that, I stumbled upon. I didn't fire my gun until I was like 27 or 28.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, kind of
Yeah.
the same. Like I was well into my 20s before.
I'm a huge fan of the 1911.
Yes, me too.
form.
I love them.
I have
Yeah.
I have three. I
Yeah,
have Colt Commander, the Combat Commander that is a 45.
Yeah.
And then I have the New Agent, which is a 9mm, and it's got the ditch sight, so it doesn't have the like true traditional sights.
Understood. Yep.
And it's a single stack, but I like it because it's a little more compact, so I could actually carry it. 'Cause,
yeah.
I mean, me carrying a 1911, it's like
It's a
come
little
on.
impractical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got a guy traded it to me for some stuff, and I got one of the little the Rock Island 380
Yeah,
that looks just like a 1911, but it's a little smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, I'm.
Whip that motherfucker out so I can check it out.
I mean, I will. I rarely ever shoot it, but
Yeah.
it's actually like the perfect carry size because it's really compact,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I like the 1911. You know, like I said, it looks like a 1911 that just got washed and shrunk.
Oh no. Okay, it's closed.
We were just on that.
Careful with your cup.
yeah. Yes.
Okay. No, but I got into that after. So it started with me being. So like my wife at the time was working nights, and then there was all these break-ins in
Right.
the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, shit. Like I've never really thought about home defense.
Right,
What do
right.
I do? Like, what does she do? Right. When
Right,
she's
right.
alone. Right. So then I was like, oh, I literally went to Academy and I bought a bat. Right. I was like, yeah,
You bought a bat?
yeah, right. I don't know, right? I'm thinking like weapons.
I love
here,
it.
right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you're
So-
right. Because I have a katana next to my bed.
Hey,
That's my
man,
go-to.
I got machetes stacked all over my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And so then I was like, okay. So
Machete.
then you start thinking about it. You're like, well, what is she gonna do? Like if two guys break in, she gonna swing at them. You know?
Right.
Oh my God.
So then like I'm like, okay, I need a gun. Right. That's what it is. Like the gun is.
Yeah.
Was this when you were living over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
over here.
So we went through probably about the same shit about the same time.
Okay.
That's why there was other
Yeah, about
break-ins.
10, 12 years ago. There was
yeah,
a bunch of
that's-
break-ins.
yeah.
And so then
And
I got a buddy of mine at work was in the military. He was in the guns, and he's
Right,
like, I'm
right.
like, I got a gun. I'll sell you. First
No ammo.
gun to ever buy. It was
Yep.
like a compact 40, and like
Oh,
just
shit.
a
Yeah,
snappy
yeah.
motherfucker, right? Hardest motherfucker to shoot. But I bought it, and I was like teacupping it, like horrible shooter, but I did it. And then what I do with stuff, which this is what I did with guitars, this is what I did with cameras. Is
Yeah.
like,
You
once
just-
I'm into something,
you nerd
I
out.
fucking dive in.
Yep.
it's
dude.
called ADHD, sir.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm undiagnosed, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we are both undiagnosed,
Yeah.
but we have been diagnosed per TikTok. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I got into it. I went to like some classes at a H&H, and then somehow stumbled into a friend of mine on a forum that was going to help me change the sight out on a gun I just bought. And then he was like, hey, there's this shooting match going on this weekend. Come with me. You just need this
Right,
stuff.
right.
And then he took me. His name's Mitch. I love the guy. We're still friends to this day. And that's when I started shooting USPSA. And after that, man, I got super into it for about maybe like 5 years or so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was training at the height of it, dude. I was shooting like 200-300 rounds a week.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
I was like
So
shooting matches all around like the Midwest area.
Right. I used to competition skeet shoot. So I got into
cool.
skeet shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was living in Alaska at the time. I was in the military. So it was like something to do in the winter. They
Very
had
cool.
they had
Yeah.
a skeet range.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was the same thing. I got into it and I bought, I'm going to say a cheap, I mean, it was like $2,500 over and under.
Well, it's
And
relative because
it's relative.
in
I mean,
in that world,
I
that
was
it
shooting
probably
with
is,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I
Yeah.
was shooting with guys that had like a $20,000.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's like the
And-
guys that shoot on the fucking $40,000 fucking camera setup.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Joe Jackson with nonstock photography. He has a fucking Fuji that's well more than what my
Right.
camera rig is, but we're still having a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was shooting 500 rounds a week.
Yeah.
And I got into reloading
I
the
reload,
shotgun.
too.
And
So do you reload and all that stuff?
Yeah, I reload
Yeah.
9mm. Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I'm telling you, I got full in right.
You're that guy that has all the guns, kind of sunglasses when you walk around.
No, I never was into hunting, and I never was into collecting. Like I'm very practical with a lot of my.
How many guns do you have in your house, and where are they at right now? What's your list?
That's only for me to know. So some are buried in my backyard.
No,
and most of them were lost in the boating accident. So
most of them were lost in the boating accident.
I only have 3 guns that the government knows about.
There you go.
Allegedly.
No, I used to hunt, and then when I moved away, when I was in the military, and then when I moved back, it was like everybody I knew that had land had either sold it or got rid of it, and it was like, I don't want to hunt on public land. I don't really want to pay for a lease, and so I don't really hunt anymore. But I don't collect, but I ended up kind of collecting because it's like I inherited some family stuff,
cool.
and then over time I've just bought guns, and I'm like I feel like it's sacrilegious to sell them.
Yeah,
it's like
I've sold them, but it's really better to just buy more.
Yeah, exactly.
You go
I
the
kind of
opposite direction.
No, I'm the same way. I'm like,
I also want to explain why the guns on top of the gun safe is just because you pulled it down.
Yeah.
So my buddy gave me that gun safe. He's like, I know you want to buy more ammo and more stuff, but the problem with the gun safe, we can't open it. We opened it one time. We know the combo; it won't work.
Oh no!
There's nothing in that safe except for the paperwork. So that's why the gun's on top of it. And I almost shot a crackhead on Monday. So I was like, "This motherfucker been locked up in there. I've been pissed off."
Yeah, you'd be like,
God damn it!
You would have grabbed your bat and ran out.
No, I would have grabbed my goddamn katana.
yeah.
That was gifted to me by a master sensei of the sword. I'm not shitting.
Run out in front in your
That's
underwear.
awesome.
It's Kill Bill time, motherfucker.
No, a guy came in off of fucking my street and was like up in the front of the house.
In
like
your shit. Damn.
Yeah. And I was like, and I opened the window up and I start yelling. I was like, hey, motherfucker, get out of here. Because I worked in Bricktown and downtown forever. I don't care about transients until you're in my shit. Like I had a guy that walked in my garage. You came in the front door, but like he was inside the garage. Like, you're past the threshold. I can shoot you legally now. And he was like, oh, I just want money. I'm like, I can go shoot you. I don't know how to make this more clear. Leave me alone.
Hold right there. I'm gonna go get $1.25 and
gonna go
send it to you really fast.
Yeah, I was just like, leave me alone. I finally fucking left me alone. But so no, I saw you doing that, and I was like, I really want to get into the shooting again. Like, just I've always wanted to do it, but I wanted to get into it more so. And then so fucking how? So you found out because you're afraid for your wife, and then you're really good at it.
Yeah, well, I just got like I was saying, I get really into stuff, and I really get into the process of stuff. That's why I don't collect, because like I pick one thing and then I just go hard with what I have.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. So then I just kept progressing, and then I got real busy with the street outlaw shit.
Yeah,
and that's why I kind of had to dump that off a little bit. But actually, last fall I picked it up again. And I've been training again. I've been shooting again.
I've watched some of your videos because
man.
that is like, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, if you guys
fun.
have a rifle,
yes,
there is a practical rifle match this Saturday, and you should come out because it's just super fun to run around with a gun and then shoot fast.
I got rid of my AR, but I kept my AK.
Well, we do
because that is the preferred weapon of all our enemies.
Well, they're also fun as hell to shoot.
They are so much fun.
I have not shot one yet. I keep going like, hey, when are we gonna take the motherfucker out? They are so much
fun. Yeah. And what's funny is when you actually like crack into it to like clean it, and you're like, that's it. It's the most simple.
Yeah.
A ballpoint pen fires this bullet.
Yeah. It's the Glock of the rifle world.
It is.
Yeah.
But so come out, dude, if you want. Like it's first match is free. It'll probably be about 150 rounds.
Okay.
It's in Arcadia. Starts at 10 o'clock. Show up at 9:30, so you can sign up.
Okay. At the gun club up in Arcadia. Yeah. When I had my I had a Tika 22-250 and I was on there 800 yard, 600 yard range, and was reaching out.
Damn. Well, this won't be like that. This will be more.
No.
Like 25 yards will be the longest.
Right.
But dude, they got people with 22s. They got people. I'm shooting a PCC. It'll be like 9mm, right?
Yeah.
Like pistol caliber carbines. People shoot ARs, AKs, 300 blackout, and then the coolest is seeing people shoot 308s and like battle rifles type of shit.
Right.
So like I had a buddy out there, Mitch, actually was shooting an FAL 308
Wow,
out there.
nice.
Right. It's just really
Jesus.
cool. Yeah, it's super fun. Right.
That's a lot going on there. That's really cool.
I was shooting with a guy. It was last year. We were out in I think Wellston, somewhere way out on this property, and he
I know who you're
had
talking about.
one of those 9mm Scorpions.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, that thing was just a riot. It
Yeah,
was
if you go
so
out
much
Saturday,
fun.
I'll let you shoot. I've got a SIG MPX,
Okay.
and it just, dude, it just shoots. Like I use this Supervel. Supervel is an ammo company.
Right.
They have this 100 grain specific PCC ammo. God, dude, it's incredible to shoot. It's so fast. But yeah, dude, like I never knew I was gonna love guns.
You watched movies.
Yeah, but like I never really knew like that I was gonna get into it as much as I did. You know, and, it's super fun to gunsling, dude. Like
It is.
all the gun handling and everything is so
it's,
fun.
It's funny because I don't carry that much anymore because I'm kind of like, I feel like sometimes it invites it's like it invites things to you're putting it out in the universe. And so
Maybe,
but I mean, I don't know. I work for the government, so I can't carry it at work. So I can't go on base with it in my car or on me. So
Well, and I have friends that are, just they're uncomfortable being around them. And I'm not.
There's a lot of people like that.
And I boxed for a long time, so I'm just like, I'm literally gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I know as fucking cocky as it sounds, like I've been.
Well,
in
dude, 90% of men don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Every
gonna
man
beat
thinks
the
they know how to fight, shoot guns, drive cars, and fuck, and most of them can't do all four of them.
Most of them
Right?
can't do any one of them
Yeah.
very well. I can barely do fucking fighting okay.
I thought you were gonna say fuck. I was like, dude, you're married. You better know how to fuck.
Yeah, with 16 years, sweetie, and she's just now starting to like it. But no, like I just, I am, there's times where, and the inviting thing is I would never think I would do something like brandish, but like, somebody might do something and I might be like,
dude,
what are you doing?
Well, what's happened to me is I used to have this, like, I got it from my dad, this temper. Right, I used to like not think about shit. Blinders would come on all of a sudden. I was just mad.
Yeah,
and dude, when I started carrying a gun, like it hit me. I'm like, well, if I get into this road rage,
I'm killing that dude.
I might have to shoot this guy. I'm like, do I want to kill somebody? Fuck no.
Yeah,
that'd be the worst day of my fucking life.
Exactly.
If I kill somebody.
Yeah,
and then it comes back of, what happens if it comes back and that they actually come back and say, oh, that was your fault.
Yeah.
Even after that, to have to shoot a human,
right,
blows my mind. Right,
yeah, like the Crackhead Monday. I was like,
you would feel fucking horrible if you shot.
Yeah, because like as infuriating as I've that situation or other situations I've been in, there has been exactly 2 times where I was like, I would have 100% not felt any grief about shooting that dude in the face. Or that lady.
And I think a lot of it, what people don't understand too, like you said, it's repetition, it's muscle memory. Actually, people don't realize shooting is a perishable skill.
Yes, I'm realizing this now. I haven't shot guns in 6 years, and I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
But we're all looking at you if fucking gun battle comes out. I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
And then it's like
I'm de-escalating.
and most people, it's like, oh, because you see the movies and it's all kind of romanticized, and it's like, no, it's 3 to 5, and that's what it's 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 shots, 3 to 5 feet, and 99% of when it's going to happen, it's like that, and people don't realize that, it's like, oh,
movies have definitely
I would do this,
everything.
and it's like,
I learned that you never rise to the occasion; you only fall to the level of training that you've had.
Yep.
That's really cool.
So,
that's totally right.
Yeah, and that applies to a lot of things in life, right? But when shit hits the fan,
well, that's like kind of the military mentality, why they train you so much. It's muscle memory. It's when shit hits the fan, you fall back on your training because you don't think about it. If you think about
all your fine motor skills are fucking gone.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, you'll stop and be like, what do I do? And that's why people sometimes freeze because they don't know.
Yeah. It's like when I was boxing forever, I knew all the moves and I know it's all still there, but things have happened in the last couple of years since I haven't done it for much, where I was like, oh yeah, somebody would lay their hand on me, and it's like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. And like now I'm like, it's thankfully slower because there was a couple times where I was like, oh fuck, I did not mean to do that to you, but yeah, and it's also fists. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
Well, dude, also you don't know what you're gonna, how your body and brain are gonna react when your adrenaline spikes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I remember the
Like-
first time I realized this was
Get
I
punched
was
in the
married.
face.
Well, like I was married. We were sleeping in the middle of the night.
I thought you were gonna say I
and then-
was getting married.
No,
I was
no, like
and
we were
the
just
fucking father-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just living life, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm into guns at this point, right?
Right.
I have a shotgun hanging out by the side of the bed.
Right,
whatever.
right,
It's not
right.
a big deal. It's just there. And then our fucking alarm goes off, and we hear shit around the house, and we both wake up, and we had a plan, right? Quote,
Everybody
unquote,
has
right?
a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And dude, like from my perspective, from what I remember, I fucking got up, grabbed the shotgun, and I was like, I'm like,
Baby down.
telling my ex-wife to like do shit, right? I'm like, do this, do that, and like blah, 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 right, whatever. Like, get on your phone, get your phone, and blah blah blah. And then she was like, I remember her just looking at me. And then when we were like, okay, coast is clear, alarms just went off for weird
No reason,
reasons,
yeah.
right? I was like, man, that was weird. Like, did you hear me when I was trying to tell you? And she's like, all I heard was you make noises. Right? So in my mind, I
You're
was
just
like,
over there like-
get down, call the cops, like blah 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 blah.
Right.
But to her, it was probably like,
Yeah.
right? Like, but you don't
Yeah.
know what the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
your
yeah.
body's gonna
Yeah.
do until
Yeah.
you fucking do it, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's something totally different when the shit really hits the fan. you
Well,
know?
and I try to always be really calm and coherent and work because I've had a lot of shit where I'm like, everyone's freaking out right now. Like, it'll be all right. And every so often, my wife will be like, "Hey, you really freaked out on that one." I was like, it was a weirder one than I was
Yeah,
prepared
yeah.
for in my brain because
Yeah.
I have all these other things where I'm like, I know what is going to happen if I do this, this, and this because I sat at home the other night and I thought about all of it. And then this one I did not think about, and now I don't know how to handle it.
yeah.
And so every so often I'm like, I'm gonna go home and study that one a little bit better. But yeah, no. So a little bit of inside baseball for the sanction of this. Like all of our windows are bulletproof. You can't get through them, and bullet resistant. So have fun. So like I have a long lead time from you trying to get in the house to me waking up and then figuring out what I'm gonna do before I go find you outside the house to go take care of you. And there was an incident that
We
happened.
need to test out these windows.
No.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get one.
I think
Yeah.
Lou's
I'll get
down.
one-
Let me go at it.
Yeah,
I'll get one.
Absolutely.
I'll get one
we need
ordered.
to film this.
Okay, I'll get one ordered and I'll bring it over to the house because I still know the people that you go. It's,
Let's take it out to the gun club.
Yeah, see.
and see how many rounds it
Okay.
takes
Yeah.
to shoot through it.
And then
we just
we'll
gotta
not-
clean up afterwards.
and we will not release the footage to anybody else about like how many.
no, but you know.
I know.
That's all you need to know.
That's all, yeah.
You're like, oh shit, honey, it's 6 shots in. One more and we're fucked.
Start counting around,
Yeah.
round count. And so, I got it. And I was like, the nice thing is, so I can have the time to think about, because I sleep hard as shit.
Yeah.
So I had the time to think and like, okay, so you need to get on the ground and you need to go through all this stuff. Because it's just prep time on things. Because
Yeah.
if you're going to make brownies, you got to have prep time. If you're going to make a good steak, prep time.
Yeah.
I can't make you a steak right now, Lou,
Yeah.
because I'm looking at you deep in the eyes and then you. But
And you got to practice that shit.
yeah, and
Right?
it's
like
muscle
you
memory.
can't make someone you care about steak the first night if you never practiced doing steak
Right.
before that.
Like
You know
the
what I mean?
first time
Yeah.
you made a steak compared to now.
Oh yeah, and and it's just being prepared in life for a lot of that stuff. But like, I
Get prepared.
fuck, it's just
Prep. Buy all the food. Buy all the ammo.
Yeah,
The
all
five-
the food that's perishable in 6 years, anyways. So you got to buy
Dig
more.
a basement.
Yeah.
dig a basement, not have a basement. Dig it by hand. You won't have any
We're
muscle
in
memory
Oklahoma. There's no basement, so
No.
you're gonna have to dig it yourself. But use different contractors for different parts of it.
Oh, you know,
Nobody
so
knows
you know
about
Oh,
it.
damn.
Yeah.
He's a prepper.
Yeah,
over
we-
here.
yeah. H.H. Hughes. So no, I am good. I am glad to know that it's not one of those things that you just had it forever. It's a perishable shill for you. So yeah, that's the last one. That's the one I found.
Well, I kind of want some whiskey
Oh, well, hold
because
on.
I love
He's like,
whiskey.
you're over there just
Okay, so let me
chugging
I'll-
it down
Give me a
yourself.
second and I'll be back.
All right.
All right, hell yeah. This is the best podcast I've ever been on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we're not even that far into it. Okay, so just hey, you should ask him. Hey, calm down. Don't look at it.
That's fine.
Okay, call time's not for another couple hours.
Okay, just go
I'll be back.
go to get a
Yeah,
glass.
hold on.
So you shoot 9mm.
I've kind of
and
condensed
you're doing
everything
some long
to
gun.
9mm.
Are you doing some long gun? It looked like you were shooting some.
That's that PCC thing.
Oh, okay.
That's an MPX. It's 16-inch barrel, 9mm.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I stopped shooting, and then when I picked it back up, I shot maybe like 4 or 5 matches in 2020 during COVID.
Right.
Or something to go outdoors to do.
Right,
That's kind of like
right.
away from everything.
Right.
And I bought like a CZ Shadow 2, and I put
Nice.
an optic on it. And there's this division called Carry Optics. So it's like, it's kind of a stock gun with an optic
With
on
a red dot on it or something. Yeah.
And so I shot that, and then I kind of got into the training again. But then as soon as 2020, as soon as COVID like kind of started going away, like we got, at the time we were filming the Farm Truck and Asian spinoff show, and that picked up again.
Okay.
So then I had to dump it again, and then I didn't start shooting again until now, which I still have that CZ, but now I'm like diving into the 2011 world.
Right.
And god damn, it's expensive, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like what I mean by budget, right? It's like the Prodigy's like a $1,200 gun.
Right.
And as much as I got into it, I probably got like $2,200 into the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you can't even buy like a semi-custom build non-production gun.
1,800.
Dude,
1,600, 1,800, yeah.
3,500 and shit, right? Like, I'm looking like at a, what's it called? Voodoo
Do what?
Gunworks.
What?
Yeah. Like a Voodoo Gunworks Priest, which is what I'm like really looking at right now. I just priced one out online, and that was $3,600. You know,
That's insane.
So yeah, and then it goes up from there. There's
Right.
There's like this company called Infinity.
These
Their
bad
guns are
decisions only get
fucking, like,
worse, but
yes,
they're pretty
dude, it's
fucking
like
good.
$8,000 to $10,000 for
Yeah.
these guns.
So I grew up listening to.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's some Knock Proof, 100 Proof. So there's also we have thanks Sean Coleman. We have Jack Daniels, Tennessee Honey.
Oh, that's some
Tennessee
good stuff
Honey.
right there.
That's good stuff.
That's a good
He's
sipper.
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that one has not been opened yet.
Okay.
So Jesse James is making firearms, and I was watching him as a kid making choppers.
Yeah.
Well, we all have our opinions. They look cool, but I don't know anything about them. He never puts a price, and I have the old adage
because
of,
it's bullshit.
he's going to be like, I'm Jesse James.
Yes.
so
well, and totally
you're going to get the $10,000 fee
Yes.
just for that.
well, and I get it because
And it's basically a Glock that he just kind of put new sights on and maybe scribbled something on it.
yeah, like I don't know, but I was like, somebody was in the comments like, oh, I spent $40,000 on this gun.
That's ridiculous.
And
'Cause I could
insane.
buy a $4,000 gun that's probably better built than what he's selling.
Well, and so and then so there's another podcast I listened to. Shout out to Oil and Whiskey, which I've done a couple of times. But they had a guy that's an engraver, and I'll send you that show so that you can listen to it. He was talking about engraving the guns and they're becoming an art piece and all that stuff. And so like how much money people will spend on arms, but like I never, just be careful on that. So I never knew like on that. So when I bought that 9, I was like, I want to spend,
That's probably what, $500 gun or so.
yeah, I
$600?
think I spent 3 on it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and I've had it for a year or 2 now, and it's nice to have it. But like, then you get into, it's just like you've seen with Street Outlaws, where these guys started out with maybe a $20,000 car they pieced together over several years, and then now they've got a 6-figure, 7-figure.
Well,
car.
now it's a $300,000 to $500,000 car.
Oh yeah, and I still have so many questions to ask about that. So as long as your monsters are still kicking in, we got the rest.
Now I got these. So
Yeah, you're ready to go. But like, so when you talk about the budget builds, for the listeners that don't know, like myself, so the current one that you've been showing, the little pistol with the diamond grip and all that stuff. Well, not diamond, but the hexagon.
Yep.
So how much can I ask? How much did you already have that?
Oh yeah, I told him about it. Yeah.
How much was that?
So the that's a Springfield Prodigy, and that's like new. You could buy it for like maybe $1,200.
Okay.
For like the 5-inch model, and then I probably got $2,200 all into it. Right.
So for someone like myself that's a novice that's coming into this, what is a ballpark number to really start? Like how do you figure out? Did you figure out for competition pistol shooting, is it all the same millimeter ammo size? Or?
Well, let's just say that you're asking, hey, I want to shoot competition.
Yeah.
What should I be buying as far as ammo and guns and stuff goes, right? And I would ask you what gun you already have.
Okay.
Right. And then just shoot that.
Yeah.
Or if you want to spend a little bit of money, I don't like telling people to spend stupid amount of money on something that they're going to try for the first time.
Yeah.
So go buy a Glock 34.
Okay.
9mm. holster mag pouches.
I love my Glock. I have a
Me
26.
too.
That,
I love them.
Yeah.
That is like that was my EDC for years.
Yeah, dude, those things get thrown out of planes.
Yeah.
Picked up and
Dude,
you can still shoot
the
them.
torture test on them where they're like buried them in a river for a month and then dig them up and put 1,000 rounds through them and freeze them in a block of ice.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, I'll have to show you the YouTube videos.
Because
I mean, my thing with the Glock, they're ugly, but
they work.
and then there's so much out there
Yeah.
in the market
Aftermarket is
aftermarket
ridiculous
for
for 'em. Yeah,
to
yeah.
customize it, where the other brands not so much.
Yeah.
But what's funny, my favorite now, I picked up one for my dad was wanting one, and it's like a Black Friday sale. I got an M&P little single stack.
Yeah. That's
And-
MP,
Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, let me take this out and just put a couple rounds through it, see how my dad did not get it. It's because I was like, dude, it shoots like I have done nothing to it, and it shoots super tight groups. It's like it's very being a single stack. It's slim. I love it, and I'm just like, what? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. There we go.
Yeah, like when I got that one, so the friend I bought it off of at the time, I was having a real problem with it kicking back and like getting all over the fucking target. And he's like, well, try my 911 or was it a Beretta or 911? I think he has
a Beretta.
So I got a Beretta. It felt a little better in my hand. He's like, well, maybe you should get a Beretta. I was like, well, I've already got this gun in my hand. So like, why don't I try to get a little better at it? And that's one of those things. It's like, I've already got it. Like,
yeah. Well, honestly, the gun doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all about the technique of how you shoot it.
Yeah.
Like put any gun in my hand and I will shoot it well because I know how to shoot a handgun.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
know.
for me, photography, where it comes back into, I will compose a photo I want, regardless if it's a disposable one-time use camera. It's, hey, this was I did everything perfectly. Or as opposed to, here is my professional rig I shoot with. If you're going to pay me to come out and shoot this photo, I'm going to bring this setup.
Yeah. I mean, for cameras, to me, it's all about you have to be prepared for the end goal,
Right,
Of what
right.
the
what they
photo
want,
will be
the
used
deliverable,
for,
yeah.
right? So if it's just you for fun to take photos with your phone for a personal memory, use your phone, right? But if you want like the most dynamic photos so that they could pull whatever they want from it, print it whatever the size they want, whatever it is, then you got to use a professional camera. Right?
Yep.
Well, and then like so I got that, and a friend was like, "Oh, what pistol did you get?" And I was like, "MP 9mm, blah blah blah." And they're like, "Well, what should I get?" I was like, "I don't know. Fucking ask someone's a fucking expert. Find somebody at 7-Eleven. They'll find you. And they'll be walking around, be like, "Do you want to buy a
You're
bucket
like,
of bugs?"
do not ask Mop, and he will break your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor lady.
Somebody bought, not him, but
someone
this
bought.
other person bought this other gun, and I was like, I wouldn't have bought that.
Yeah, and I got told about
Why?
it. I got told about it for a while about how he was wrong and they were wrong, and I was like, I guess everyone's
It's
wrong.
personal preference.
And I was like,
Yeah.
hey, it still shoots bullets. And
Like
you
me,
can do-
I don't like Berettas at all. Now, part of that was I was in the military, so I shot a 92 FS for years. I don't like them. They don't. I don't like the way they feel. I don't like the function. I don't think they're a reliable pistol. Now, there's other people out there that are gonna like be like, and
My purse,
swear
clutch
by
it.
them.
Well,
But
I mean, in competition, people run them and they run hard and they run good.
yeah. No. I like Colt. I've always liked Colts. And I
He
like
likes
my
horses
Glock,
a lot.
so-
He's a big into ponies. So for you, how did you get to the pistol that you use for your competition pistol?
Well, I mean, by now it's more of like in USPSA. There's maybe like 7, 8, 9. I don't even know. I can't keep up anymore. Like divisions.
Okay.
That within the division rules will dictate the kind of gun and gun accessories and kind of everything else that you could do to your gun to compete in that division, right?
Yeah.
So if I was gonna to tell you to shoot something, it'd be like, hey, bring a whatever gun you have, or go if you want, like, okay, so like we were saying earlier, you want to spend some money, go buy like a Glock 17, a Glock 34, in 9mm, put some mag pouches on your belt, get a little cheap holster that works, and then that's it, right? That's all you really need. And then from there you can go like, oh, well, I want to try, carry optics division or revolver division
Yeah.
or
Right,
single
right,
stack
right.
division, and then you go into whatever you're into, right?
Okay.
So right now, the gun that Springfield, it's for what's called limited optics division,
Okay.
and it's pretty much a single action trigger. That you can make race gun stuff to. You put a big magwell on it and stuff, and then put
Right,
an optic
right.
on it, and then that's what you shoot. You put your magazines can hold up to they have to be 140 millimeters in length, right? So you can
Right,
stuff
yeah.
like 22 rounds in them.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Yeah, so it just depends on the division that you want to do.
Yeah. It is very much like automotive racing, where it's like, you're racing the rule book, not your opponent. In some things.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, so you're not racing in USPSA. You're not racing head to head.
Yeah.
You're racing. The goal is to shoot everything as fast as you can, as accurately as you can.
Yeah.
And then by with some equation, they come up with your score.
Okay.
Right.
So there is a certain amount, I'm sure, to going from target to target fast, but it's also being your accuracy overall.
Yes, because say like in the USPSA target, there's 3 scoring zones. There's A, C, and D.
Okay.
There used to be a B, but it got absorbed into C.
But weird. All right.
Yeah. But like A is 5 points, C is 3 points, D is 1 point, and it's 2 shots per paper target. So each target has a potential of 10 points.
Right.
So you could go really fast and go like AD. Well, you only got 6 points out of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Because you shot too fast, you're moving the gun off the target too fast.
Yeah.
Or you can take your time, take your shots.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to do is you want to take your time, take your shots, but make that process faster and faster and
Right.
faster
Yeah.
and faster over time.
See, like 10, 15 years ago, I started watching. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos because doing the skeet shooting, I've always wanted to do handgun and rifle. And I was watching a lot of Jerry Michalik.
Yep.
Dude, that guy,
He's a beast, dude.
beast.
Legend.
Like 357, 4 targets, 2 shots per target in like 1.6 seconds.
Yeah, my favorite video
His reload
is the revolver.
The revolver reload
Like
where
he
does-
shoots 6 shots, and then
Drops
dumps
it.
the fucking the cylinder
Yep.
out,
Reloads.
a new one, comes back on the target, shoots another 6 shots.
2.6 seconds.
Yeah, it was under 3 seconds.
It's insane.
With a revolver. It's
with
ridiculous.
a revolver.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when
How?
I reload my revolver,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like, let me pull that
Yeah.
up. Let me push the cylinder out. Let me get all, and then you're
Yeah.
like fumbling.
Yeah.
You're fumbling with,
Yeah,
and I
because
know
you're
he's
trying your best at that point.
right. And I know he was using speed loader and everything, but it
Yeah.
was like, dude, it's insane. He's just like, tink, and you're
it's-
like, oh
It's
my god.
really, I think that's one of the things that even if you're not into weapons or firearms or anything like that, it's like watching an oil painter, an artist paint.
Yeah. It's like watching Dale drive.
Well, the one
Praise
thing about
Dale.
the one thing
Praise
about
Dale,
guns,
praise
though,
Dale.
like unfortunately about guns, they're highly politicized.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
no matter what, if you have a gun,
absolutely.
half of the country is going
Does
to
not like
it.
you.
And yeah,
Wow.
immediately. You might be
That-
the most perfect human being, but if you like guns, you're the worst human being in their eyes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like people I don't advertise that I,
Yeah, I bet.
I don't like people to really know that,
Yeah, the only time that anyone ever
I'm not
kno-
a fanatic, but I do,
Well, and it's like for me, like personally, like I had a friend, so I was at a party one time, this is years ago, and it's this little tiny hippie girl that I just hung out for years, and she's in her fucking 40s, and she's just gone through some shit.
Right.
Her whole life has always been kind of a culmination of shit.
Right.
And so she's like, hey, don't tell anybody, but this is what makes me feel more comfortable at this party. And I figured it was gonna be mushrooms. It's not. So she just pulls out a little 22. And I was like, oh, cool. And she's like, I just know you're not going to judge me for that. And I was like, don't shoot me first.
Yeah.
Let me kind of run and.
Brandishing illegal, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
but,
I never bring guns up in conversation. Like,
No.
I
Yeah,
just
no,
don't
'cause
ever.
it-
Unless the people bring it up to me,
Yeah.
then I'll talk.
well,
Yeah.
and it's like motorcycling for us. Like, I don't know about you so much, Spanky, but I am passionate about it. I love it. It makes me. It really defines me as a person.
It's funny because it's very not necessarily polarizing, but
It's not politicized.
people are. It's not politicized.
Penicized? Penicized.
But people are either
Penis-sized.
that it's awesome
Or
you're gonna die.
Yeah.
right now,
Oh,
you're
for sure.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, there's no
Because
in
you
between.
ride.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because you ride, or you know, you're a biker. You know, and I'm like, well, I mean,
Well, they have negative connotations because of the reputation they've had.
Well, and I totally
Absolutely.
get that. That's one of the things is it's like I am trying to bring the story of when I led two little old ladies to AA because they didn't know where they were at, and they were over here at 39th and Meridian, and they were trying to get to 30th and Villa. Like they didn't know where they were. I on my motorcycle led them there,
Yeah.
because they needed help,
And
and
they
I'm
were
a
drunk.
motorcyclist.
and they were
Well,
drunk.
you know, it's like
They
the
were
thing
hammered.
of it's like the misunderstand. Like when you don't understand
Yeah.
something, it's scary to you, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
right.
You know, they have that saying that loud bikes save lives. Well, the reason that there's loud, annoying asshole bikers
Yeah.
is because no one fucking pays attention.
Yep.
And the only safeguard, whatever they have, is a loud fucking
Yep.
bike.
Yeah, 'cause
Because
they
then
can
it
drop a
makes
gear
you
and
look
bop-
around.
yeah,
Right? Yes.
even then, and
But that's
you've
their
got,
horn, right?
Well,
right,
and
right.
yeah.
and even then, you've got people who are on their phones and
Oh my
like,
God.
oh
Even
shit,
more so now. Yeah.
oh shit, there's my exit. Let me go across 4 lanes.
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
like
so-
you just took out.
Me.
Yeah.
And one of the things I always say is like if I'm helpful on my motorcycle and someone appreciates that, they're looking for me. Like my friend,
Yes.
the more friends that I make with
Yeah.
people that know me and they know me as a motorcyclist, they're looking
Right,
for
right,
me.
right.
And then I also laugh about like how many times like I have rode up next to people where they're on their phones and then like tapped on the glass and then be like,
Green light.
well,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I don't. Not even that. Like I was coming down Hefner Parkway one day, and I was coming down, and there was a lady I need to get in that lane, and she's just literally on her phone looking down. So I rode up next to her, and I couldn't get in front of her, couldn't get behind her. I could get right next to her. So I rolled up and then tapped on her fucking window. And she dropped her phone, and as I tapped, I kind of moved over to give her some space because I kind of figured this
Yeah,
was
because she's gonna run you over.
yeah. So I tapped.
shoot
So I
you.
was like tap, 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 light tap, and then I got over.
And she was like, tap, 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 tap.
yeah, had that happen before. And so she's like, oh, and I was like, move. And I told her to kind of move out of the way. I was like, move over.
Yeah.
And then so she got over and on the shoulder and stopped. And I was like, now she gets to think about that whole experience because she could have killed me.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's one of those deals where it's
Yeah.
like with the guns, I'm like, if I carry a weapon with me, when we were in Big Bend, I was worried about bears. I was legit because bears eat you asshole first.
Yeah,
you
see,
know
so
that, Lou?
I wasn't.
I never
I
knew
wasn't.
I like bears. So much.
Well, I wasn't worried about bears. Squirrel was just
Hold on.
so worried about the bears, and I'm like,
I love
So-
bears all of a sudden, dude. Damn.
We have
So
Is
I'm
there a
so-
bear in
I-
here right now?
Yeah.
Man.
There's two.
I'm,
That's
I'm
a whiskey
sleeping outside
talking.
my tent.
Bear come in my tent, dude.
You're going camping with us next time. Keep going.
You are so red right now. Yeah, what was funny is I never even thought about that. We're at the ranger station getting our permits,
The fucking sign said it.
and this motherfucker, like, we're like on the border, so we
Yeah.
camped on the Rio Grande.
Me to you is the Rio
Grande
Grande,
River.
which is like 6 foot.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
were
Right there.
right there.
When
And
I peed in the Rio Grande. Sorry, everybody.
so we
It's okay.
we get to this ranger station, and there's nobody there. There's us, and then all of a sudden, like
She was there.
30
Mamacita.
yeah, she was there, and the little volunteer boy was there, and then like all of a sudden 30 old people walk in, and about that time Squirrel, his little autistic ADHD self, is reading the sign.
I'm reading this fucking
and he looks
piece of
dead at
paper.
her and goes, "What about the bears?" And everybody just looks at him and kind of laughs, and she's like, "I mean, they usually don't make it down this way."
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
So
They're more-
I'm gonna just help myself here. So as I'm reading this, I'm reading all the things about the bears, like give him a bear hug and all this other stuff, and then it goes at the very end of it. Clearly, it goes ask your park ranger about bears, regardless of where you're at in the park, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I read the.
Are
Fucking,
you a park ranger?
I'm not.
Tell me about the bears.
Yeah, no, he did. He looked at her and was
I
like,
was
"Tell
like,
me about the bears."
Your badge says park rangers.
So tell me about the fucking bears. And so all these old people start laughing. And I turn around because I have 0 fucks to give. And I go, you guys can all fucking wait. I just read this fucking sign and it says clearly to ask this fucking professional over here about the goddamn bears. And this old lady starts to snicker. I was like, I'm not getting eaten by a bear in my fucking tent. And she's like,
This was before you knew they eat your ass first.
I mean, I still, for a bear. And then we were overnight 3 nights. And the second.
First night.
Yeah. Oh, God.
After this had happened. So, it's like 3, 4 in the morning. Like, can I wait till it's light? And do it? No, so I got to get out and pee. So
we're all old.
And get out, and I'm walking over behind the tents to pee, and there's this bush, and like
there's a bear eating squirrel's ass.
Yeah.
Bear fucker, do you need assistance?
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, and so everything else is like kind of light, and there's
bear
this
fucker.
There's this dark bush, and I'm like, is this
heaven?
Bear? Am I about to get eaten ass first?
If there's one way I gotta go, it's gonna be like that.
First. Well, the best part was, so I hear him get up and I hear him stumble outside because he clearly doesn't have his glasses on. And I make it about 20 minutes or 2 seconds. I can't tell. And I also had to do the same exact thing. And the next morning he's like, did you think that bush was that bear? And I was like, that one?
Like, yeah.
Still not entirely convinced that's not a goddamn bear over there because it's a bush. Camouflage as a bear. But
that bush ate my ass last night. That's a fucking bear, dude.
I need to go back and rename that
That's
episode.
a fucking bear.
I was so, and
you get home, honey. Why is your butthole all scratched up?
Well, because a fucking bear got it. But I asked him. So on the way down, I'm like, "Hey, did you bring a piece?" And he goes, "Yep." And I was like, "Cool, you've got your piece. I had a claw hammer." So I slept with a claw hammer.
It
Because
better be a fucking 10 millimeter though, because the 9 ain't gonna do shit with a ass eating bear. Dude.
No, we were fucked.
Yeah.
I was just
You know what a nine's gonna do? It's gonna keep him slower than me.
When people like,
when
people go like, when the zombies come, you're in my team. I'm like, when the zombies come, I'm shooting you in the fucking knee and I'm running.
Yeah, exactly.
The bigger the group, the longer I last.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna keep putting you down.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Hey, he's over here.
Yeah.
Eat his ass first. Yeah.
Do you think zombies eat ass first?
Ooh. I don't know.
I feel like
that's
that's a great T-shirt idea. Write that down. Write that down.
Some people do act like their brain is in their ass.
Oh, fucking!
It'd be sloppy ass eating though. If it was a zombie. It'd be sloppy shit. Dude.
I mean, I'm not
at that point.
I'm not against it.
Sloppy ass eating,
or you're getting your salad tossed.
I love the turn this podcast is taking.
We made it almost an hour and 45 minutes in. If anyone's still listening, they're diehards.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was like, I can't remember whose podcast it was. Like they almost hit like 3 hours. Like at this point, we can say whatever the fuck they want. Like because they're our friends at this point. Because who the fuck listens this long?
God, could you imagine Walking Dead, land of the ass-eating zombies?
Do you have a zombie prepare attack? Plan?
No, but I have a handy a zombie survival handbook.
Oh yeah, the one from is it Max Brooks?
Yep, Max Brooks. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have a wild story about that. Just as a side note. So, my buddy Kevin, who rides a scooter with a sparkling helmet.
Yeah. I know who
So he
Kevin
goes, I got a book for you to read. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's a zombie survival guide. And I was like, all right. And he goes, this is the one from my uncle. You'll really enjoy it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay. So his uncle made notes throughout the book. And his uncle is clearly losing his mind.
Ooh.
Right.
Because the zombies,
Fantastic.
That's the best kind.
Yes.
So I read through the scribbles and notes because his uncle was like, anti-feminism and anti-racial progression and all this stuff. And all the points of the book with him going, zombies are representative of feminism here. Clearly.
Whoa, he's gone off the fucking deep end.
And
He is off the reservation.
And it was like, so Kevin tells me someone found, I can't remember if it was him or his relative, found that book in his desk drawer after he passed away. It was the book with all the notes, a single .45 pistol, and a single bullet. And that was all that was in that desk drawer. So they all kind of passed it around because he would highlight like, good idea, bad in practice. And it was like, it was the most insane thing to read because you're like.
So he took that fictitious book and overanalyzed it and made it real life.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And it was amazing. It was.
I mean, that's
I wish you had that so I could go look through it.
He probably still has it. I'll have to ask him, see if he has it. If he does, I'll have to give it to you because it's insanity.
The one thing I got from that book that stuck with me is
Matt Damon's a piece of shit. I'm fucking Matt Damon.
goddamn Matt Damon, that machetes don't need reloading.
Yeah,
It's true.
Like I want to
And- or
get that
it's-
tattooed on my chest.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
you
it's
know,
like with
and
the
then have
walking,
a tattoo of Danny Trejo like underneath.
right?
You know.
Or it's like what's her name from Walking Dead that had the katana?
Oh,
Yeah.
Was it Kira?
No,
I stopped watching after like
I
season 4.
know, I
so
know.
I don't know.
but I was like, they don't make noise.
No,
It's
perfect.
bicycling because you could bicycle without making noise, and then a machete doesn't
Yeah.
need reloading.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
See, I always overanalyze the zombie thing because I'm like, realistically, after about 6 months,
You're dead.
the flesh is decomposed. You're out in the elements.
Yeah.
Like your bones. You're not.
Like,
so-
what are you eating? Like, everything's gone.
Everything's
Batteries
gone.
don't last. Like, what fucking
Okay,
lasts?
so
Yeah.
I talked to a statistical analyst one time when I was in Prague, and we were talking
a
about this.
statistical.
Analyst.
Okay.
An analyst.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you.
know what you were doing in Prague. I've seen that
There's
category.
bears in Prague.
I've seen that category on
Yeah, on
Pornhub.
the hub. We got it back finally, but so thanks Texas. So we were
Bear
talking.
hub.
That's a different category.
I'm glad the buttons are up high
Here,
again.
on that note, I gotta piss.
Okay. All right. So all right. Oh, Spanky. So I get to tell you about how the fact that everyone was right. I'm going to name this person, not really name him. So everyone was like, I hope this guy's really cool when you go hang out with him today. And I was
Right.
like, okay, cool. I'll go hang out with him. Like drop some stuff off. And like I got over there. I was like, yeah, he still doesn't give a shit. Like I'm still like, he thinks that I'm as dumb and weird as I've always been. And he is not wrong.
Right.
And then as listeners, if you made it an hour and 45 minutes into this episode, very much go like and subscribe.
Yeah. Shoot
And-
us an email.
Oh yeah.
Send us something.
Yeah, what is the email?
chubbyboymagic405@gmail.com.
We have new stickers.
Please
and
send us an email.
We
We'll
have
send you some
t-shirts.
stickers.
Yeah, if you send us an email, we'll send you some stickers for free.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
nothing required. No, nothing.
Yeah,
asked for.
we're not asking for
anything. Just send us
Yeah,
stickers.
no feet pics,
No
please.
feet pics. The only thing we would like is if you take a photo of the sticker when you put it on something cool.
Tag us on Instagram, chubbyboymagic405.
Yeah, at gmail.com
Yeah.
for the email.
What are you reaching for?
I'm gonna blow my nose.
Oh.
The Bradford pears are trying to kill me again.
Dude, they are the devil.
Did you see the fucking tweet that OSU put out today?
No.
So OSU, I forgot I have two of them in my backyard, so I need to take care of that. So OSU was like, oh, friendly reminder, if you have Bradford pears, you can just take and prune them directly with one horizontal cut at the bottom. And I was like, you should probably tell people how to really cut these fucking things down. Because if you just cut down a 20-foot tree at the bottom like that, it could hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they also have a hospital, so maybe they're...
I mean, we cut down a pretty big tree last week and did not get hurt.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so
I don't know where the squirrels are. They got yeeted. And then I haven't seen them since like the day 2.
Okay, so Spanky asked if I could come over and help him with trimming a tree up and getting it cut down for his driveway, and I said, "Yeah, totally, got you, homie." So I get over there. He outside. What is anyway.
Rex is dancing outside.
Yeah. So I go over and help, and I cut down a limb, and then as it falls in the driveway, I was like, "Everybody, look out!" And then so I'm up on the ladder, and I just see squirrels explode out of this fucking log.
Yeah.
And my animal loving ass was like, "No!"
Yeah, because I thought the one was like
Broken. Yeah.
and then
you're
one
back.
ran up
Good.
on the
I
porch.
was missing you.
Sorry, I've been petting your dog.
You're petting the show's mascot. So yeah, I yeeted like 3 squirrels out of a fucking tree the other day, but they're fine. We're assuming they're
Yeah,
fine.
they're fine.
Yeah,
They did not cross the Rainbow Ridge.
I don't think so.
Can I have more whiskey?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
No
You're
whiskey
good.
for you.
You're always more welcome to come over and drink. We haven't gotten to the backyard yet. It's a cork. Don't worry about it. So we're almost wrapped up. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna talk
We gotta
about.
have him back on.
You're
and
welcome to come back on
We
whenever.
should have him back on to talk about more Street Outlaw stuff.
because I feel like there's a lot
I feel
of
like
untapped
there's
shit.
nobody listening at 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Well, I think we lost everybody at Bears Eating Ass.
You know what? We
Yeah.
might have actually gained some listeners at that.
Hashtag Bears gets a lot of traction.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially with you, big dog.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're welcome. Let's have some whiskey. Let's go hang out, everybody. I think we're gonna wrap this one up because I forgot where the fuck we were at. So, Lou, one time, recap yourself.
Oh my God. Well, I love bears. And
What was your handle for Instagram is what I meant. But
okay. Sorry.
I love bears.
I love bears
I love
at
bears.
405.com.
No. My name's Lou. God damn it.
The Shores format is perfection at this point. It's lou405photo.
Yeah, lou405photo all across social media. I'm a motorsports photographer, and
He's a good friend. He's a good
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Okay.
do a lot of fun shit.
Yeah.
All right. So next time we're gonna talk about what I do.
Yeah.
I thought that was the whole point of this.
Here's okay.
Dude,
All right.
I've done a lot of shit in my life, so
Yeah.
there's a lot to talk about.
We get to having a good time.
Yes, that's
You
all
know,
that matters.
I mean, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was the whole fucking point
because
of this.
people will come on and they're a little reserved.
No,
at
I don't
first.
give a fuck.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, people.
I was like,
will,
say the C word over and over and
Right.
over again. Cunt. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we get people that will come on and like don't really know what to expect, and then when we get done, they're like,
Oh, I had this,
that
this,
was
and this.
that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we was like, yeah, it is a lot of fun. That's why we do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle. It's like whenever you lose a bunch of weight and everyone's like, "Oh, like how did you lose weight?" It's like lifestyle choice, buddy.
Yeah,
That
I'm gonna
is-
gain it
I
all back in
hated
3
my
years.
ex.
Well, it's a lifestyle choice. Is drinking beers, hang out with your buddies, eating fast fucking food, and doing good
and
times.
getting divorced. That's what happened to me. Yeah. God.
Hold on, how many times? All right, everybody, we love you. Thank you very much, Lou. You'll come back on. So
Will do.
Oh God, it's the robot again.
The robot's horrible. You
I
can't
know.
hear it.
Give
Do
me
the
the
bear voice. no.
hold on, I'm trying.
Do the bear.
No.
There you go.
Oh, there's a bear in here.
Oh no, my ass is
You're
out.
getting it first, Maggie.
All right,
Oh
bye,
no!
everybody.
Don't eat my ass.
All right, love you guys.
That's the T.